Hi. Hi. Oh my goodness, could it be? Is it she? It is. It's Katie Dids, coming at you on another Toad Tuesday. Hello! Hello! I hope y'all are having a good one. Last week in the Yonder Dids house was kind of wacky. And unfortunately for me, I do have some wackiness to look forward. Well, wackiness isn't the appropriate term. I'm trying to make light of a messed up situation I have this week, but I have some bad news. Let's start it like this. I have some bad news to start my week, unfortunately. And that is that I do have to go to a funeral on Friday the 13th, which, damn, of all the days, you know what I mean? It's really unfortunate that of all the days, it's this one. But just as a heads up, there will not be a stream this Friday because I will be away. I will be away at that time. I think I'll still be good for Saturday. We shall see. And I've been debating doing Tuesday, but we're also doing another service. Like, it's like another 2-day service thing I have to do. So I might just keep it cool, keep it casual, and just take care. Which, hey, I hope y'all are taking care too. You gotta look out for yourselves and keep safe and look out for the other people in your lives too. Because it's crazy out there, it's wacky. Well, other than that, I don't think I have much else to say. Keep it cash. Yeah, keep it cash. I also thought about doing something different today. I was tossing around a few ideas in terms of what I wanted to stream, especially considering I'm going to not be around much this weekend. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to my heart. We're just gonna keep running with Zero Escape 999 and keep solving them numbers, solving them digital roots, figuring out why the heck so many people are being blown to bits. We know why one person has been blown to bits, which, by the way, hey chat, this game is for mature audiences only. So if you're not familiar with the content in this game, check out the CW, !CW in chat. It'll take you to the website, Does the Dog Die? And it'll have a list of confirmations on whether certain triggers and content are in this game. It gets very descriptive. I've gotten a little squeamish, I'm not gonna lie. But that's how you know that this game is serious, okay? Sometimes it gets a little lighthearted and goofy, but then you round the corner, it's like, oh yeah, there's a body has been discovered. Uh-oh, oopsie daisy. So that's what's going on. Sorry, I just kind of had a little blank there. Dang, you know, I'm just so excited to get into the numbers that I can't even think straight. So how about we just head straight forward instead with the housekeeping. Folks, welcome to the stream. My name is Katie Dids, but you can call me Katie. I'm an illustrator, I'm a VTuber, I like to play video games, including this one. If you want to support the stream, you're already doing the best method of support, whether you're lurking in chat, actively participating, or just doing your own thing. It's just so nice when you drop by and say hi. Other than that, there's word of mouth. Let folks know I'm here by spreading around links I post. I usually let folks know I'm live on Twitter and Tumblr, so feel free to repost and retweet at your leisure if you feel like it, but it's never mandatory, required, or pressured. The same could be said about monetary support. We have bits, tips, and subs, which start at $5 for a tier 1 subscription. But again, those are mandatory. You don't have to do a dang thing. We're just here to chill and be laid back while a bunch of unfortunate things happen to a group of people on a boat. In this case, I guess. But I digress. Last thing, make sure you're all familiar with the rules. Nothing too crazy. Be civil, be kind, no backseating. This is my first playthrough of 999. And actually, one of the hardest things I've noticed for me. Whoa! Hold on.
This is 9 to me.
Ah, this is 9 to me. Thank you so much, Tuesday, for the resub. I super appreciate it. I'm clapping my hands. I'm kicking my feet. Oh my goodness. What was I even about to say? I was so excited. To see you that I simply forgot. But thank you again for the resub. I'm sure I'll remember. Yes, spoilers. There it is. Listen, it's my first playthrough. And one of the hardest things for me so far has been people have really cool theories and ideas, and I want to read them all and be influenced, like have my thought process be influenced so bad. But I have to be like, no, Katie did, don't look. You know what I mean? So, be wary. I'm trying to go in as fresh-minded as possible. If anything, I kind of tripped myself up too, because I knew this game gets twisty-turvy. So I kind of did like my initial decisions kind of like, ooh, I want to see what happens. And now we're kind of in the fucked up bad room. We kind of did a fucked up bad thing and discovered an even worse thing on the other side. So hey, I'm gonna turn on the music. We're gonna get settled in. We're gonna get ready for more Zero Escape, more Uchi Kuchi's Wild Ride. Am I right? I'm finding out. Thank you, Animal Crossing. Let me get ready for you all. Move over my windows. Make sure that 999 is unmuted, even though when I'm clicked out of it, it doesn't even play sound anyway. But you never want to get attacked by sound too early. Let this be a lesson for yonder video games and audio enthusiasts. It's 999. I believe last where we left off. It's still my first trip down the timeline, as it were, down the tree of visual novel routes. The Great Web, the Butterfly Effect. We are in C Deck, the shower room, after discovering Snake. Snake went missing, and we spent a very long time trying to find Snake, and we think that the body behind this wall, tastefully hidden, so that all of the horrifically disgusting descriptors are not visualized and I don't die. But yeah, Snake was found exploded in this room. There's a luminol thing here. We kind of did a little bit of the puzzle because I had time, but I also had somewhere to be, so I was pushing it. Snake went missing. Is there anyone around named Pliskin? We gotta find him, Pliskin. But we fiddled around with a few things in the room and also got some backstory with Akane and Junpei and the rabbit hutch. Let me check my items really quick. We've got the red key card. We have this. Oh yeah, we used a screwdriver to get this off the wall, which I guess now we don't need the screwdriver anymore. I don't see it. I honestly, screwdrivers, sleeper hit weapon. I'm just saying, sleeper hit device to have on you when you are held captive by an unknown person. But anyway, we took this thermometer off the wall, and I don't know what to do with it yet, but in the room with us right now is Junpei, which is us, June, Seven, and Santa. And Santa, while we were taking this off the wall, was like, oh yeah, you know why the temperature on these never goes above 107? Because at that point you get boiled alive like an egg. Haha. And then he talked about like saunas and being put in an incinerator, and had a very unknowable but meaningful expression. And I'm very worried about that. But for now, Junpei brushed it off and we just need to figure out how to get it to the open temperature. Ooh, hydrate and stretch. Don't mind if I do. Santa was being all cop-like. Not Santa, Seven. Seven was being cop-like. Santa was just being kind of creepy and mysterious. There's something about that guy, Santa. Yeah, unfortunate. Santa, or not Santa, now I'm mixing them up. Seven has amnesia, but we're getting very strong indicators that Seven was previously, at least in some manner, working with or working on the Force. I'm gonna take a sip. I believe this is specifically where we last left off. Let me read this again. The pipe on the right here must be connected to the drain in the middle of the room. If you turn on the water here, it'll probably come up through the drain. Let's try. I wonder if there's a... Ooh, wait. Hang on. Maybe this is what it's for, the LRs, because they can be left or right. I wrote it down so I don't have to get back up to go look at the wall. I just need to open my notebook. Have we ever seen Seven and Santa in the same room together? Yeah, right now. Right now, actually, look. Okay, I found it. So we want to do left, right, left, right, left. Well, I did let it set on the wall. I wonder if it actually did anything. I hope so. Hey, this drain's acting up. Yeah! What the hell did you do? I just messed with the valves a little. Nothing big. I'm trying to, like, when I try to read Santa's lines, I try to put a special emphasis on the way that he says hell. His VA has a way of saying hell that I think is perfect. And I really want to capture that. This drain. Hello! There must be water flowing through the pipe on the right. There's water pouring out of the drain. Oh, what did we say this was before? This was the one that they joked about. Let me see if I wrote it down. Because I don't really remember. Wasn't it Mercury? Because they talked about Hermes? I think so. Wait, but then, like, when we saw that symbol, it was on the elevator. So this is for the elevator. Oh! At least I think I got that right. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me right now. And don't tell me what it actually is. Or, well, tell me what it actually is if I should know. But you know what I mean? Shrugs. I'll at least write the symbol. It is Mercury, okay. Mercury card. Door 3. All right. It's like I'm still kind of bummed about not being able to pick up stuff when we were in the hall with the ninth man. Like, cause me taking notes like this, I wonder if it will matter, cause I'm like, oh, what if like this group goes in this way, and then it's good to know that this was found there. There's water pouring out of the drain. Nothing else interesting here. Okay, so it's not water that I want to use with the bucket. Noted. Doesn't look like this shower works. Do none of the showers work? I might have actually lost the plot. Maybe I can use the shower here to fill the bucket with hot water. Hey, Seven, could you turn on the shower? I'm gonna put the bucket under the head. Okay. Sure thing. Oh. Never mind. The secret was simply to turn on the shower, or at least have Seven turn on the shower for us. Thank you, Seven. Thank you. You know what? Actually, I would probably ask someone for help too, depending on like how, oh, look at this water. Oops. look at this beautiful, crisp, crystal spring water. Let's go find that gunk. Come on, man, I said I already checked them. What, you don't trust me? It's not that, I'm just forgetful. I promise. It's not that one. This one. There's something that looks like tar inside the toilet bowl. If I flush the hot water from the bucket, that should clean it up. Can I use it? Oh, I need to put it in the tank. That makes sense too. All right, so I just pour the hot water into this tank and looks like you filled it. Now you should be able to flush it, right? There's probably a handle somewhere on the tank that you can pull. You think so? Serious? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Come on, Junpei. Some pipes. They connected to the tank. They're connected to the tank on the toilet. All right, let's flush the hot water. Okay. Well, there it goes, just like a toilet should work. I don't know why I'm thinking like this is, you know those, this is going to be a wild pool. I don't expect anyone to know. Because I can't even think of what they are called. But there are these like religious Newgrounds Flash games. Like very shallow religious in terms of like symbols and stuff. But it's like, it was like an escape room type thing where you're a guy with amnesia and then there's a girl and then you leave her out in the room to when you hide from the bad guys and then it turns out you're the bad guy the whole time and then you flip perspectives. And then there's something about like armored Ramses or something. Someone will find my mad ramblings and be like, ah yes, she was touched by the Newgrounds madness. Another one lost to the eldritch ramblings. The forbidden text. Sounds like the movie Memento. The funniest thing about, I remember I think like Retsupre covered it. Like they did their own playthrough of it, and I remember them laughing a lot about a car with a Da Bomb sticker and a Jesus fish. Yeah, I'm glad at least you know. I am not alone. Shaking hands. Well, there it goes, just like a toilet should work. 185 equals, all right, digital root. Hold on. I want to actually write it down really quick. 185. Can I do it without the calculator? Let's try. It would be 9 plus 5 if we add 1 and 8. So then that would be 14, which is 5. Because you're making 9, right? Anytime you make 9, you just wind up with the digital root of the other number. 9 just kind of disappears. Whoop, sorry, I accidentally clicked out of the window. What? You weren't allowed on Newgrounds because our family router blocked it as a prawn site, as it should. Good router. I mean, in the sense of like, if you want to block that sort of thing, Newgrounds was kind of rampant with that. I think I looked at everything up here. Let me think. Where else do we need to look at stuff? The card? There's a little slot here for swiping a card. Oh, I wonder what would happen actually. I don't think this would work, but I'm just curious. Oh, so are we actually in a Mercury room right now? Great job, Jumpy. Both of the lights are on now. Now you just need to put in the password. Oh, is it called Negotiator? No, that's a different one. The Negotiator series was similarly messed up and weird, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. It was like a 3-part series. Trapped. It was like an escape series. Like they always did like the thing. I remember they always did the fucking thing where they drop the movie title in the dialogue, where it's like, why do I feel so trapped? It's part of that series. Trapped is one of them. Now, I have 185. Should I just do... Both lights are on. We should be able to enter the password now. What's with these E and C keys? E means enter and C means clear, I think. So after you put in the password, hit E. If you screw it up, hit C. So would the password just be 5? No. 1. Let me back up for a second. Is there anything else in the room that I'm missing in terms of numbers? So I have the key card. Wait, I forgot this. Okay. Doesn't look like this shower works. Do I still have a bucket of hot water? No. Okay, I have to figure out... Yeah, if I can get this hot water on the thermometer, then maybe. All right, thermometer, let's get this party started. I just had to remember what I had in my inventory. Yep, looks like that's doing the trick. There goes the gauge. And now it's at the open mark. That's some hot water. Oh, it opened. What's this? Looks like there's a piece of paper in here? Oh, okay, 9, okay, so it's a part of... I see. So it's actually 9, 5, 7 plus 185. Maybe I can go, I wonder if they'll make a connection if I actually interact like this. That stuff's washed off. Looks like that writing was numbers, see it? 185 equals, what is this? You got me, just looks like numbers. All right, so they didn't say anything when I brought that over. Oh, I see. I'm trying to think. Should I just do this? Maybe I'm overthinking it and it literally is just add the 2 numbers to get a 4-digit number. All right, so purely math-wise, it just equals 1,142. That series was wild, and honestly, your explanation of it was spot on. So that one might have just been called Escape or Pursuit. Yeah. It's like, well, what was it? It was like Escape, Pursuit, and Trapped. I don't know the specific titles, but we've cracked the code. So let's try 1142. That's not it. All right. Well, then what do you want then? Do you want the digital root? Because the digital root of this would be 8. No. Okay. Huh. Okay. Hang on. Let me look at my items again. Ah, there's, this broom. It says, I was missing part of the code. When in doubt, check your inventory. We were missing numbers. All right, let's do that again. And this time, I don't even have to do the first part again, because then I could just simply add those numbers we just found. Okay. 1776. Is that Titanic year? Can someone confirm if that's year of important date? Both the red and blue lights are on. I don't need to slide any more key cards. Sorry, I misclicked. 4 digits long. That's US Independence year. Thank you. I'm really terrible at history. So if something is like an old enough looking year, I'm like, okay, someone just tell me. Fun fact, please. There we go. 1776. Just back out, and then the door. You found it! Yay! The gay trout is here!
There's a large iron door at the end.
July 4th, 1776, 225 years before my birthday. Wow! Anyway, there's some doors here.
Let's take a look. Huh? What are you doing, Seven?
Well, I figure maybe we might want to come back here sometime.
You should know this. You were with him before.
So, I stuck the broom in there to keep the door from shutting. All right, let's go.
Seven is so smart.
Jumpy, look!
What's up?
What's that on the wall there?
Where?
Oh, I think it's... a map of the ship's interior?
Interior map.
It says sea deck.
Sea deck map.
So it's the map for this floor, then. We'll have time to study it later. Let's keep going for now.
Awesome!
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
Be ready for anything. Hiya!
What the?
You're shitting me. We're back.
I fucking pumps my fists in the air. Yes! 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 I'm the smartest dids alive! Yes! I knew it!
Clover! Lotus! And Ace!
Y'all were
I'm glad you're
talking.
all okay.
Y'all were talking like you had to sacrifice each other and leave each other behind, maybe kill each other. But look at you now. Look at you all now. All these characters. Silly little Goombas.
Lotus? What are you?
Are you gonna punch?
How could you do this to us?
I mean, deserved.
Knock it off. We got bigger shit to worry about right now.
You get one.
What?
Go have a look.
I
stuck the screwdriver in the door.
We can show them! We can. Oh no, we can show them.
That door over there, the one without a number. As long as the screwdriver's there, it can't shut, so you can get in there.
That right. Oh, okay. So we went out there and then it actually loops back into here. Oh.
There's a shower room past there. I stuck a broom at the door there too. Anyway, go take a look.
Seven, tell them. Seven, give them a content warning.
Then you're saying we can go in there without passing through the numbered door?
Yeah, that's about the size of it.
Wait, what the hell is in there?
You'll know when you see it.
Okay, never mind. Seven, fighting you, shaking you around. No longer smart. Insensitive. Like, that's his sister! That's his sister! If not Lotus, then Clover!
Fine, let's go.
My goodness.
My goodness. Hi, Grandpa. You have a good nap after just injecting yourself with random anesthetic?
I know I said I was sure you'd come back for me. I didn't think it would happen so soon, though. Should I go as well?
Yeah.
Very well.
Well, we're gonna hear probably one of the worst sounds ever in a few seconds.
Snake was probably murdered. Chances are he was killed the same way the Ninth Man was. It's pretty straightforward. Not that hard to figure out how they did it. First, the killers got Snake to authenticate on the red to open door 3.
I'm assuming 7 is saying killers, because you need at least 3 people to open the door.
Then they shoved him into it, alone, and waited 9 seconds for the door to shut. Once that door shut, it was all over for Snake, but he didn't give up. He probably knew it wouldn't do him any good, but he probably ran into the shower room looking for the dead. It was a small chance, but it wasn't like he had anything to lose. Unfortunately, it didn't work. The detonator is only deactivated if everybody who authenticated when they went in uses the dead. Snake was the only one who went through the door.
Again, though, in this moment, I'm also remembering, like y'all pointed out before, reminder that Snake is like a martial arts master and would not, like, it is unlikely that you would get the drop on Snake, is what we have been given the perception of, both by Snake and Clover.
And then, 81 seconds after he was shoved in, that happened.
I see. So that's what you meant by killers, huh? You need at least 3 people to open one of the numbered doors, including Snake.
I'm, like, this is probably, like, side note, probably one of the few games I can think of off the top of my head, like, in general, where, like, more often than not, the characters are thinking the exact same way that I am, and I'm like, oh, great! You know what I mean?
It wouldn't open for Snake and a single killer.
Yeah. That means we're looking at multiple perps here.
Well, just in case, I want to make sure. Let's say you're right. When do you think Snake was killed?
When we all split up to look for the parts for the Reds, I think.
That was the last time we saw him, so...
Right after that was when we noticed he was gone.
Then that means none of us have alibis. We were all off searching the rooms we'd been assigned, looking for those parts.
Yeah. That means anybody could be a killer.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about? How can you say that so casually? You're implying that one of us is a killer.
Well, not just one of us. If I'm right, then at least 2 of us are murderers.
Why don't you calm down a bit, 7? What are you going to gain by being so suspicious? That's what Zero wants, you know?
Why was that yeah so close to the mic? Get out of my ear, 7? 7's just like, yeah. Just as close as possible. Just right up in there. Yeah. Uh-huh.
What Zero wants?
Wait, sorry, what was that again? What are you going to gain by being so suspicious? That's what Zero wants. No? I mean, this is also weird too, because again, my brain is still on the track so far where, Zero, the rule is seek a way out, seek a gauge route, not kill each other. So I'm suspicious of if that is really what Zero wants.
Exactly. This game was set up by Zero, wasn't it? Any game has a winner and loser. Whoever makes it through door 9 is a winner, and those who don't are the losers.
Okay, but like, what if this is Mario Party, everybody on the same team? Everybody gets coins this minigame. We don't gotta fight, you know? We're in this Mario Party car together. You don't have to throw us out. We'll all cross the finish line if you just stay chill. Oh my gosh.
Zero is trying to make us fight against one another for that victory.
Then you're saying that Zero is trying to split us up by making us fight each other?
Yes.
But Katie, the drama. They're just all scared and panicking. And it's going so horribly wrong.
That is why we can't let ourselves fall prey to suspicion. We have to trust one another and form a strong bond of friendship. Otherwise, we'll end up ensnared by Zero's manipulations.
Then does that mean that the person who killed Snake...
Yes. Almost certainly Zero himself. If there's anyone we should doubt, it should be Zero. He masterminded this game and kidnapped all of us.
He does have like a point in that the only point I want to remind myself of is that when we tried to take off the wristwatches, it didn't immediately blow up. Like how in Snake's note, it's like we could assume that by forcing it off, they actually mean like significant enough force versus trying to pull it off of your arm. Like, oh, don't want to make them explode too early. These squirrely little chipmunks. But you know what I mean? Like, I think there's some aspects of Zero that I do not trust, but also I'm like pondering, you know? I'm suspicious of not just Zero.
Doesn't it seem reasonable that he would have killed Snake as well?
Good question.
I'm in my mind palace. Wait, I'm in the adventure screen. Take me back to novel. Junpei hadn't really considered that. I realized I hadn't been in novel this whole time. Junpei hadn't really considered that.
If Zero killed Snake, then Zero is on the ship with us.
Junpei, was Zero still on the ship with them? Was Zero on the ship with them? Do I think Zero is here? Well, cause like, I don't know. It's, on one hand, things have been automated, so I can't be sure that, like, Zero is on the ship somewhere monitoring stuff, or if Zero isn't, like, somewhere else doing something else while the stuff is automated. You know, it could be, it's like Danganronpa, right? It's like Danganronpa, where, there were some things that were the way they are because, the culprit needed to blend in, but also, you know, the dang old Rampa. I'm not sure. I feel like if I say of course, they're gonna ask me for evidence, and I don't, like, what do I even have? I have knickknacks from various puzzle rooms. This is only my first lap. Maybe I could come back here again. I'm not sure. I genuinely at this point am not sure. He wasn't sure.
Something's still strange.
What was that?
Well, I'm just wondering about one thing.
Hi, Mar! The field! Hi, Mar, I'm waving, I'm smiling, I'm waving.
And what's that?
How can you be so sure that Zero's on this ship?
Yeah, like, you know what? Like, I don't want to, that's a good point. I don't want to agree and then be the one that they ask for evidence. Ace, you present evidence, you do it. You Phoenix Wright briefcase. Ace's eyebrows shot up.
Really, Junpei? I confess I'm a little disappointed. Usually you're rather sharp.
Thank you. I mean, I don't think we've really hung out, but thanks.
Isn't it obvious?
No?
Wait, it is?
This ship.
Huh?
Zero said, "this ship," several times when he addressed us.
The captain of this ship. Hold on, you're gonna lose audio. I have to stop auto mod. There you go. Silence for the Dilfs, please. Leave this ship alive. Again, it's not kill each other, it's leave. Alive, not dead. Have a pulse, please. That means nothing, Ace. That's just how people talk. Yeah, kinda. I'm trying to see where this is going.
If he weren't here, He wouldn't say this ship, would he?
Are you sure? Are you trying for some gotcha semantics?
He'd be saying something like, that ship, or the ship.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Ace's explanation made perfect sense. No! Junpei felt a little foolish that he hadn't seen it himself. Still, he was left with a question, and it was one of no small importance.
If Zero's on the ship, where is he?
Suddenly, everyone went very quiet. The silence was cold and clammy, and Junpei could feel it crawling across his back and around his throat. Again, he heard the ghosting, moaning noise. Them ghosts be moaning. And moments later, a person who looked more ghost than human appeared. Oh no, it's Clover, I bet. Yeah, she's so depressed. It was Clover. She looked at the floor as she spoke, and her voice was a cold monotone.
I think Zero is
Say it. Say it.
one of us.
She said the thing! She's cast the first shadow of doubt! I feel like, it feels like Twilight right now, where it's like, say it. Every human body in the room froze. The only sound was the muffled rustling of breath. Eyes darted from face to face. One of those faces was the face of their jailer. But who? Was he one of them? See, now this is where I'm at, because like, if Zero is on the ship, like, saying this ship and whatnot, whatever, right? Like, my brain is just thinking, if stuff is automated, it would make sense that Zero is one of us, because since it's automated, they don't have to be there to control it. So, could be possible. It could be possible. We've already done the fucked up Junpei thing, I guess. And we've gotten slapped for it, so let's double down.
Well, that's possible.
Well, that's possible. I guess we'll never know.
Huh?
Huh?
Like Clover said, Zero might be one of us.
What are you saying, Jumpy? Didn't you hear what Ace said?
Exactly. I said we shouldn't suspect one another for no reason.
No reason. I've got a great reason.
And what's that?
Oh, now I'm gonna need evidence. Aw, damn it.
The bracelets.
The bracelets. He held out his left arm.
Why are the bombs in our bodies connected to the bracelets? You're all thinking Zero's hiding somewhere watching us, right? If he's doing that, then he could just detonate the bombs by remote control if someone did something they weren't supposed to. It would be a lot more precise and a lot easier. But if that's the case, then why is the bomb set off by the detonator in the bracelet?
You got a point.
I'm not done. Try applying the same ideas to the Nonary game. All of the puzzles here run all by themselves. In other words, Zero doesn't have to be controlling them for the game to move forward.
Exactly.
Why's that? Why would Zero bother to do something like that?
Junpei let the question hang in the air and looked at the others. It was Santa who answered.
So let's say you and Clover are right. Zero's one of us. If that's the case, then it'd be really hard for him to keep track of all of us or control anything remotely. That's why all the puzzles run by themselves. That's what you're getting at, right?
Yeah.
Junpei nodded.
Seven, when we were talking earlier, you said any one of us could be Snake's killer, right?
Yeah, something like that.
All right then. I've got a question for you, Ace.
Huh?
You said something like Zero must be the one who killed Snake, right?
Oh yeah, you did.
Yes, something like that. I can't think of any other explanation.
So what do we get if we combine those? They fit together pretty well, I think. Something like this. Whoever killed Snake is Zero. Hence, Zero is one of us.
No, but then that's flawed again. I don't think that's right either. It's like we're close, but I don't think this is right. Whoa, hi Claire! How are you? Thanks for the raid! We're currently thinking so hard. We're currently thinking so hard about the death of our new acquaintance. I don't know if I'm so bold as to assume we're friends on this ship, but we're having an Among Us meeting right now. I hope you're well. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's like, Like, I feel like Zero is a jigsaw. I feel like in some twisted sense, we're not supposed to die. We're supposed to, like, you know, we're in a fucked up situation, but we're supposed to get out. This is the Danganronpa devs, right? No, this is, I don't think this is Danganronpa dev specifically, but I know that they, like the folks who've made Danganronpa and this series have worked together on a game called World's End Club. I think that's the name of that one. Same publisher, that's what it is. Yeah. Which, by the way, if you haven't played World's End Club, Jordan really loves that game. He had so much fun with it. All those kids are like his kids now. He has them as his desktop wallpaper. It's so sweet.
Seven and Ace's theories aren't mutually exclusive. They actually complement each other pretty well. At least they do if Zero is one of us.
No one spoke. Their faces were grim, but Junpei wasn't sure if they believed him or not. Finally, Lotus spoke up.
What were his motives?
His motives?
Yes, isn't that pretty important? Why would Zero want to hide as one of us?
Oh, well, that's because,
Why would Zero want to hide as one of us? Junpei choked. He hadn't thought of that, and he had to be honest with himself. He had no idea.
I don't know.
Lotus sighed.
Well, so much for making a persuasive argument, Junpei.
In other words, you only had circumstantial evidence.
I don't really think that's enough to go on, you know?
Oh, so just because we can't answer that, everyone's like, well, let's simply all forget.
Ah.
Junpei was painfully aware of their eyes on him and their disapproval. He tried to find something else, anything else, to look at. Then, in that horrible silence, the bell tolls. They heard a bell begin to ring. It was the clock at the central staircase.
It's 3 in the morning.
Not much time left.
That means we have 3 hours left.
Then we need to move now. Seven, Clover, Junpei, I know how you feel, but you do understand that right now it's important we trust one another, don't you?
You're right, but
Junpei couldn't bring himself to respond. I need to be careful with clicking. He swallowed the words he wanted to say and sighed. Seven and Clover remained similarly silent. Their eyes were looking at something somewhere else, very far away.
We must go. We have very little time left.
Ace's words put their feet to moving. They all knew where they were going.
our next destination is Mercury.
Mercury, because we found the Mercury card, right? I'm assuming.
Here we go.
Okay, so I'm assuming then that because we found this Mercury card, we're like, fuck those other doors. Let's check out the elevator. They stood in front of the elevators next to the stairs that led to the casino and the kitchen. Between the two elevators was a card reader with the Mercury symbol engraved on it. Woo! Junpei stood in front of it with the Mercury keycard.
Oh, that's the...
Yeah, I found it in the shower room.
Oh, I see. It's got the Mercury symbol.
He took a deep breath and slid the card through the reader. It made a small beep, and the lights on the reader blinked to life.
Now we can go.
7 people, including Junpei, climbed onto the elevator. Oh, which one? Left or right? I guess we'll never know. Oh, this is a portal elevator. Look at this.
Looks like there's only 2 floor buttons working.
2 of them.
C and bottom.
Bottom. The rest were destroyed or did nothing when pushed.
Time to head down then.
To bottom! Junpei hit the bottom button. The door closed. Slowly, they began to move downward. Sometime later, all 7 of them stepped off the elevator and onto the bottom deck. They stepped off and saw that the hallway to their right ended somewhere between 20 and 25 feet from them. Really quick. Is bottom deck below D deck? What's the flood? What's the water situation? The hallway in front of them was a dead end, but not a regular dead end. 2.
This is a numbered door.
Yeah, it's door 2.
It's the lowest deck, so it's actually beneath D deck, which is flooded. Which, so fun fact, I did specifically take a gander at Shipboo and see Wikipedia out of curiosity, so take that as you will. But the Titanic actually, the Titanic was a ship that had mechanisms in place to help seal off flooded areas, but it still leaked through those quote unquote waterproof mechanisms. So I'm rubbing my chin and being I really want to look outside. I want to know where I am. Yeah, don't break the ceiling. I would imagine even if stuff is sealed, maybe there's some drippage. Maybe it's a big ship. It's a lot of water. Immediately, they began to discuss who would go through it.
So who should go through the door this time?
We don't need to be discussing who we're leaving behind this time, right?
Right. It's set up so we'll be able to meet up again once we get through the numbered doors.
Then there's no need for arguments at this point.
We should figure out who's going in first.
Very well. Would anyone like to volunteer?
I'll do it.
7! The first to speak up was 7.
I'll go too.
Oh, we're going. Okay, cool.
Then I suppose I need to go too then.
Junpei followed suit, which meant Lotus was, by default, the 3rd member. 5 plus 7 plus 8 equals 20. 2 plus 0 equals 2. Oh, okay, I guess, well, hey
Alright,
everyone.
We're taking off.
If y'all find another door and you can't add up to make the sum of that digital root, good luck.
Okay, please be careful.
Jesus. You 2 are acting like you're married, you know that?
Oh,
Blushes, touches my fingers together, digs my toe into the dirt. Hee hee. There she goes. She's doing it right now. Look at her. June blushed. So did Junpei.
Don't be silly. Cut it out.
Perhaps in an attempt to hide his emotions, he quickly turned away to pull the lever on the red. Enough about that. Time to explode. The door opened. As they'd come to expect, there appeared to be a short hallway on the other side.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it. Lotus was the first through the door.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
7 was next, and Junpei brought up the rear. Good job, Junpei. That's the spirit of bottom
Where
deck.
the hell is it this time?
Oh, whoa.
I don't see it.
Oh, there it is. It's right there.
Is this like maintenance corridors? Fortunately, it only took them moments to find the dead. It had been placed just inside the room, right next to the numbered door. They gathered around it and quickly scanned each of their bracelets. Did I wahoo yet? Maybe, maybe not. Either way, wahoo!
It stopped.
Yeah, it stopped.
Junpei could feel his heart pounding against the inside of his ribs. Seven and Lotus were breathing hard and fast.
Man, I'll never get used to that.
So, like, I feel like this route is just the Seven route we're on, right? Like, Seven has just been our pal, our buddy, this whole run.
I'm not sure it's something I'd want to get used to. We should finish this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing.
Damn right.
All right.
Junpei looked around again.
This hallway's pretty short, but it's got 5 doors. 3 on the left, and only 1 on the right.
I was trying to see if I could even decipher that from here, but all I can see is an E and a C on the edge. On the edge.
Don't forget the last one at the end of the hall.
But it's got a metal plate over it, so I doubt we're gonna get anywhere that way.
After taking a look around the room himself, Seven spoke.
All right, let's get started. I think we'd probably better split up. You two okay with that?
Yes, no problem.
Sure thing.
Then I'll take this first one.
Seven nodded to them and stepped into the room closest to him.
I'll try the one next to it.
Oh my god, Tomodachi Life Apartments! At last, Junpei was left alone.
Well, I guess I'd better get started too.
He looked intently at the remaining 3 doors. Emergence. Escape. Perfect. Perfect. No critiques, no changes. Well, once again, we are in the hall. I kind of just want to look at emergence. There are a bunch of tiles on the door that spell out emergence. Oh, hey, I thought you were in the room. Emergence maybe means we need to emerge out of here. We must emerge from our cocoons and eggs like butterflies and chicks. I just walk in here and there's like the Sonic Adventure 2 Gerald scrawlings on the wall and floor and ceiling. There's like a portal. There's a portal? What the hell's this supposed to be? Like a drawing of a whirlpool or something? Well, if I had to guess, I'd say it's trying to look like water. I'm assuming... Oh, what's this? There's a little tile in the drain. Doesn't look like we're gonna be able to pull it out of there. Might have to use our heads on this one. Alright, let's figure this thing out. It looks like a floor in Final Fantasy XIV Savage Raids, where they would map out where all the big AoEs are. Hey, wait a minute, that's just Pandemonium Savage 11. Pandemonium, my life right now, my prison. Oh man. What I should mostly remember is that it's a red grid with blue diagonals. Does the faucet work? Huh. Looks like the water doesn't work. Doesn't matter how much Seven turns that thing, no water's coming out. Has the water been shut off from somewhere else? Okay, getting familiar with my surroundings. Is there a toilet on the other side? That's a sun symbol! A symbol on a toilet lid, huh? Seems a little fishy to me. It's a sun symbol, but it doesn't look like the ones on the doors. Just a sun. Just your average sun. No toilet paper. A toilet paper tube, huh? I seriously doubt I'm gonna need this for anything. But I'll take it anyway. Well, this part is thinner than the rest. In fact, this doesn't really look like it's part of the rest of this thing. This rod feels loose. Maybe if I give it a couple turns. I just clicked on it for fun. I didn't expect this to happen. I didn't even register this as unusual. This whole situation's unusual. Maybe if I give it a couple turns. Here we go. Screwdriver shaft. Oh! All right, we've just gotta find the handle. All right. String. Hey, this handle's pretty loose. Loose? You think it'll come off if you pull on it? it fell off. Huh, look at this. That handle doesn't really fit on the string. Oh, is this literally the screwdriver handle? Maybe it wasn't meant to be attached to it. I mean, that sure is an opening for something to be screwed into. So if I just stick this metal rod into the handle... Oh yeah, that's screwdrivers, baby. Thank God it's the right kind of screwdriver for that screw. Awesome, we can totally use this. Damn, the screwdriver looks like a soldering iron. You think it's some sort of industrial grade screwdriver? Guess that doesn't really matter. Anyway, so long as we've got this thing, we can unscrew any Phillips screws we run into. Okay. I am now a menace. Take it off. No, we can't take this one. Damn. I don't even think they use Phillips screws in toilets anyway. But don't quote me on that. Look at this moldy bed. There's a dirty blanket on the bed. Can we take it off? But can we look under the bed? Man, this is a mess. It's not even a bed anymore. Can't say I'd want to sleep there. This bed is really dirty. Okay, well, we simply do not want to touch it. It's too yucky. Ooh. Ah, I see. Huh? What the hell? It's not opening. There's something up with this drawer. I don't trust it. Don't worry, it's just Pandora's drawer. Nothing a screwdriver can't fix. Someone decided, fuck your drawer, I'm gonna put screws in it. Got the screws off. Now I can open the drawer. Did we do both? Yeah. There's nothing in here. A troll shelf. Well, maybe the drawer is what we need. The drawer, huh? All right, let's yank the thing out. Okay, free drawer. Desk drawer. A rotated desk drawer in your mind. Do they usually have something on the back? There's a bump on the back. I wonder what it's for. Maybe there's a hole somewhere, and these bumps line up with it and trigger a hidden switch or something. Hey, we've seen weirder stuff. Doesn't seem that far-fetched. You're right. I'll believe. That everything? Yeah, I think for now we can check out this one. Lotus Room. Oh, this one is a wave. Somebody made some wavy blue lines on this mirror with blue paint. Is that a drawing of a blue scarf? No, maybe not. It's water. But there's no handle? There's no knob on this faucet. Oh, and there's no tile either. There's no way we can There's no way we can get water out of it like this. If we can find a knob or something that'll work as one, then we should be able to get water to come out of this thing. Okay. This wall. Is it supposed to be some sort of partition? What do they think this is? Privacy is important. For these things. Well, it's not like you're going to use it, Lotus. At least the guards couldn't watch you drop a loaf. Jeez, crude. Heck, it's better than being totally exposed, right? What's on this side? A moon? A moon? What a filthy, disgusting moon. Yeah, it's pretty filthy, but it's a precious hint. Let's remember it, all right? Sun and moon. It's just hanging from the wall. Well, if we're pulling the string, then it must be a toilet that flushes. And you pull it to flush the toilet. The paper seems to be pretty old. Ew, how the hell can you touch that? It's horrible. Well, it's not like I've really got a choice, do I? It's not like I want to. It's true. Sometimes you gotta search the icky yucky stuff to find the way out. To find the trout. Oh. Towel. Well, it looks like a towel. I have to wonder if the design means anything, though. Maybe you should consider what the design might mean. Or might be. Perhaps that'll give us a hint? Well, it's water. The bed looks cold. Pretty sure you'd freeze to death in the winter. No kidding. If I tried to sleep here, my skin would dry out in no time. Well, it's not like you're that young anymore. That shouldn't really matter. My, Junpei, aren't you lucky? It seems you'll die before you have a chance to grow old and hideous. I'm sorry, you're right. Dry skin is a woman's worst enemy. Is it? I don't think so. Everybody need to calm down. I don't even know how old Lotus is supposed to be, and they keep all saying she's old. There's nothing in the drawer. Yeah. Something's not right, though. That handle on that drawer doesn't really fit, you know? It just looks messy. Why don't you take it out? Center room drawer. So, there's a mirror on the other side of this drawer. Interesting. Oh. It's kind of an odd shape, and it looks like someone attached the handle with a screw after the fact. Oh, here's the mirror. You found it! Combine with screwdriver, please. If I use the screwdriver on the screw on the center of the handle, maybe I can... Knob! Hooray! So far this room has been pretty kind to me. Sweet. The handle I got off that drawer fits onto the faucet perfectly. Now I can turn the water on. Water on! Junpei, what are you doing? It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I'm running the water. I can see that. I'm asking you why you're just letting it run like that. Think about it, Lotus. This faucet didn't have a knob when we found it, right? What do you mean? Just watch. Anytime now. Hey, water's filling up. Doesn't that just mean the pipes are clogged? Whoops, let's turn it off for now. So, did anything change? The water stopped flowing. Thank you, Mr. Obvious. Junpei, I'm leaving this one to you, all right? Well. Let's go see if anything changed in this room. There's water! Tile! Ooh, this is much more intricate than I thought. Hang on, can I like look at it this way? Okay. So we've got this tile, and it's got these red, blue, and gray lines. What the heck does this stuff mean? Hell if I know. I guess we'll have to find something that evokes this imagery. Up. Junpei put the wet tile into his pocket. He was about to turn away when there was a noise behind him.
What the?
Oh no. He spun around to see Seven kneeling on the floor. His face was rigid and pale. Droplets of sweat covered his forehead.
Hey, what's going on? Are you okay, man? You're sweating like crazy. Are you all right?
Seven, what's wrong? He was concerned. He'd never seen Seven like this before. Slowly, the other man lifted himself to his feet on shaky legs. Hey!
Yeah, I'm fine. Just got a little dizzy, that's all.
Damn. I wonder how many of them actually got to eat before they got captured. His face was pale and his breathing was heavy. Sweat was pouring off his face and staining his shirt.
That's definitely more than just a little dizzy. Are you sure? You don't look so good.
Seven didn't answer. Half of his face was twisted as if distorted by extreme pain, and his eyes were glazed. Finally, he spoke.
What am I doing here?
Huh?
Huh?
Did you forget again? His words made no sense.
What are you talking about? We opened the number 2 door and walked in here. Don't tell me you forgot.
Oh, you're right. They did eat a yummy bomb. Thank you. Thank you. Aw, man.
No, that's not what I mean.
He shook his head several times, as if trying to clear something from it.
It ain't much, but I think some of my memories came back.
Memory moment!
I think I've been here before.
Huh?
Huh? Also, actually, for real, what?
I said I've been in this room before.
You were here? When? Why?
Aoi, Light, Nona.
Hold on. Words. The Nonary game. Nona Nonary. Hi, my name is Nona Nonary, and today is my first day at Zero Escape High. Fun. I lost my place in my notes. I'm dropping my notebook. Ah. Okay. Aoi. Light. I'm assuming these are names. Suddenly, Seven was bumbling to himself. They were words Junpei didn't understand. Seven's hoarse voice trailed off, and Junpei couldn't make out what he'd said.
What the hell was that?
Seven's brow furrowed furiously, and he ground his teeth back and forth.
It's right there. I feel like I'm this close to remembering everything, but I just can't.
Seven stopped, frustrated. He pulled his hat off and ran his hand through his head. Ran a hand through his hair. Rules dear, I don't say words good. Then suddenly he looked up, his eyes wide.
That's right, an experiment.
What
There was some kind of experiment going on this ship.
do you mean, experiment?
An experiment? What sort of experiment?
World's worst social experiment gone wrong.
They were trying to control people.
Control?
Or something like that.
What the hell are you talking about?
Junpei didn't know what to make of Seven's story. Instead, he simply stared as Seven continued.
Aoi, Light, and Nona. Those were their names. Well, some of them. The kids that were in the experiment, I mean.
Okay, kid, hold on. Alert. Giant exclamation points. Child. Experimentation. Oh no. What do you mean? What do you mean? What were they What? What does this have to do with the Titanic? What does this have to do with numbers? I'm scared. Also, eyes open for 10 minutes. Don't mind if I do. You have to look at Seven. I have to look at him in the eyes. I have to confront him.
I think there were 4 or 5 more, but I don't remember all their names.
4 or 5 kids.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I'm here.
Seven began to mumble to himself and wander aimlessly about the room. He looked confused. So far as Junpei could tell, the man was simply rambling, and there were odd twitches to his movements.
Experiment. Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Cradle? Hey, Cradle. Bar. I don't like that we're talking about pharmaceuticals right now. For multiple reasons. Okay, it is in my notebook.
Those kidnapped kids. Was I working that case?
That case. Okay, definitely a cop. Seven continued to mumble to himself about things that meant nothing to Junpei. But they mean something to me! The player!
Huh?
Or at least they will. Junpei didn't have any answers for him, of course. He couldn't understand what was happening to Seven. All he could do was wait. After a few minutes, Seven finally stopped.
Wait, under this bed.
Bed? What are we doing under the bed? He crouched down and looked under the bed. His face registered mild surprise, and he began to mumble to himself again.
The home's gone? No, maybe it was a different room. There's gotta be a ton of rooms on this boat that look just like this one.
At last, Junpei could contain himself no longer.
Hey, what exactly do you remember? Maybe you could stop talking like a crazy person and tell me what's going on here.
Detective moment. Maybe detective. Let's see. Seven stood up slowly.
Well, it's not like I really remember everything. I've only got bits and pieces, and they're scattered and don't make much sense.
I don't care. Tell me the bits and pieces then.
Tell me, I got a notebook. Junpei could feel it. Whatever Seven had remembered was important. Very important.
Okay.
Seven drew a large, muscled hand down across his face. As he wiped the sweat from his brow, he spoke.
From what I can remember, I think I was a cop.
Oh no, he said it. Sorry, gang. Sorry, Seven Hopers. Sorry, believers. It has been confirmed.
A cop?
Let me also put that down next to his name. He's an amnesiac cop. So that's your identity figured out, unless you're lying. I can't also disregard the possibility you could just be lying.
Yeah.
But I don't think you would. I don't think you would.
I was looking for that group of kids that got kidnapped 9 years ago. You remember that, right? It was all over the news.
9 years ago. The kids. I'm just writing down that they got kidnapped really quick. Okay.
Yeah, I was still in school.
Okay, so 9 kids were kidnapped, and he remembers 4 to 5 at the place.
I don't remember all the details, but I do remember some of it. I think it was a bunch of kids right around my age. They all just disappeared. Nobody knew why.
How old is Junpei? Where have these 16 boys and girls disappeared to? Oh, 16. Hang on, let me also write down 16.
It was all over TV and the newspapers every day. So you're saying you were investigating it?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I guess I found something. There was this medical company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals that had something to do with those kids. After I figured that out, I managed to get some information out of somebody who worked for them. I think it was...
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
To a ship! That's right, he did say he had been here before. So, wait, okay, so if that's the implication, then 9 years ago, a ship just like this one was used in an experiment, a child experiment by Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Okay. Is that what our connective tissue is gonna be? That it's gonna be related to this?
Yeah, that had to been it. That's why I went to the war.
Whoa! Look, 7 unpeeled. 7 banana version. 7 competition. It's a good suit, but I wish he didn't wear vibrant yellow to the stakeout.
In the shadows, I searched the harbor until I found the ship he was talking about.
7 rad mode activated.
There was a bunch of movement near it. Men in black suits, many of them were carrying large bags. The bags. There was something about the way they moved as they were carried. No doubt about it. There were human beings in those bags.
The human being!
I moved before I realized it. I came out of hiding with my gun already in my hand.
Don't move.
It's supposed to be orange, but it looks more yellow. That's fair.
I felt metal touch the back of my head.
Drop the gun.
Drop the gun.
kept digging the cold metal thing into my skull.
That thing that they used to do the killing thing and the blap blap thing.
There was nothing I could do. Did what he said and laid my gun on the ground. Then suddenly, there was a sharp pain in my neck. A needle.
Oh my god, be careful with that.
A drug? That was my last thought. My face hit cold concrete. I was out like a light after that. I woke up on a hard floor. Damn it. Shit, my head hurts.
We're getting the juice today.
Where am I? A small, shabby bed, a dirty sink. A toilet with no privacy.
Now, does it have the sun or the moon on it? You have to tell me, okay? Also, sorry, I just need to adjust for a second. Sorry, I need to wiggle. You know when you need to wiggle? Okay.
I'd seen it countless times as a cop. I'm in a cell, huh? Facing the toilet was a door set into the wall.
So these are just straight up cells.
I was still pretty woozy, but I made my way over to it.
I suppose it was obvious before, but now we have established that man, we got a hospital room and cells on the ship. Nightmare.
Pushed and pulled on it, but
He did look like he was climbing like Spider-Man style.
it won't open. Not like I expected much else. Would be dumb enough to put me in a cell and leave it unlocked. Threw myself against the door a few times, but it wouldn't budge. I knew it. I gave up and made my way back to the bed and sat down. I sat there for a very, very long time. Who knows how long. Then, I heard a faint voice.
He is so lucky that he wasn't murdered and that they just put him on the ship. There, over there, it's the 9 there? Or it's the 9 door?
The voice was far away. I couldn't understand what it was saying. But I could hear one. It was pretty high, probably a little kid. Huh?
Hurry over there. Okay, coming.
No, it was several. I hear 5 or 6, maybe more. Where are they coming from? I pressed my ear to the wall and tried to listen through it. No, that's not it.
What are we going...
Left. It's coming from under the bed?
It's like I would have thought, where are we going now? But no, it's what?
I hauled on the metal frame and flipped the thing over. And there it was.
Oh, what are we going to do now?
The bed had hidden an air vent under it. The hole in the wall was covered by a metal grate.
Oh. Buddy, I assume you hauled your butt in there somehow, but I don't know how you did it from this angle.
I dropped flat on the floor and peered through the grate. I couldn't see shit, but I knew it in my gut. This was where those voices were coming from. Hold on. Why are there kids here? But then what my inside man told me popped into my head.
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Am I on that ship? It didn't matter. All I knew was I had to get to those kids. I checked out the metal grate. Could I fit? I stuck my fingers in and grabbed it. Then...
Hold on. This feat of strength is too much for human eyes.
Yeah. How do you like that, you son of a bitch?
Telling it to the
I
metal.
finally got the damn thing off. Sweat was dripping down my face, so I wiped it off and crawled inside.
True. Don't hurt yourself pooping. Don't push too hard. Don't have a poo-gas blast injury, okay? Junpei waited for Seven to resume his story. The longer he waited, however, the clearer it became that Seven had no intention of doing so. Also, who gave you the drip, buddy? Were you, like, sure you're drippy in the past, but, like, this is, like, Fisherman super drippy, you know what I mean? Were you undercover? He had gone silent and simply stared off into the air, his eyes blank.
Hey, what happened after that?
He'd waited long enough, but Seven shook his head.
I don't remember what happens after that.
Actually, you know what vibe Seven gives off now that I think about it? Okay, hear me out. Phoenix Wright, but specifically the Apollo Justice Phoenix Wright, the first one. After you see him after a long time. You know what I mean? That Phoenix Wright.
I think I found some kind of door out of the duct. And I think I found some
wait,
kids
what
too.
the fuck is this? Are those guns? What are those? What are these danger nipples? What are they doing to the kids? Help!
Not good. Why can't I remember what happened next?
Ah, man, what happened to the kids, Seven?
Junpei's sweating like, what happened to the kids?
Did you save them?
I don't know. I don't know if it was me.
Hi, Laura. I'm having a great one. Aw, thank you for dropping by and saying hi.
I've got this feeling. I think one of the kids died.
Oh no! We couldn't save them all.
A girl, I think.
Huh?
Deep in his heart, Junpei felt something very cold. Seven's head dropped, and Junpei saw it. Junpei saw in it a look of sadness, the likes of which he had never seen on the man before. The large man's eyes blinked rapidly, as if he were fighting back tears, and then he swallowed hard. His sigh was like the melancholy setting of an old, abandoned building. He shook his head and spoke.
Anyway, just please don't ask me anymore, okay?
That's ominous.
I really don't remember anything else.
After that, Junpei could hardly try to force any answers out of the other man.
It's fine. Don't push yourself. Going by what he said?
Junpei left Seven to pull himself together and instead began thinking everything over.
The children who had been kidnapped 9 years before? Apparently a company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals had been behind it all.
Oh, is this like the context of the actual case just presented?
They'd taken the children to the same ship we're on now. They'd been brought here for an experiment. Seven said it had something to do with controlling human beings. The 16 children who had been kidnapped were the subjects. Seven had said 3 of their names were Aoi, Light, and Nona.
Light Yagami, that's right.
I think that's all I got. Oh, and Seven is, or was at some point, a cop. I can't really use any of this information anyway.
Oh, yes, we will. Just wait.
I didn't learn anything about the Nonary game or Zero. Why were we brought to the same ship where they'd done those experiments 9 years ago?
Because obviously Zero has some sort of connection to it.
And just what the heck is this about controlling human beings? That's nuts. Did they really conduct an experiment like that?
Before long, Junpei realized he had spent quite some time deep in thought.
I don't have time to just stand here thinking. I need to get moving.
I got sun and moon toilets to figure out. Junpei shook his head quickly to clear it and returned to his investigation, thoughts swirling in his mind. I like these little conversations that we have, like after progressing enough in the puzzle, you just kind of stop and have a little chat. Okay, so we haven't even searched all of these rooms yet. Let's see what's in door number 3. It is dark in here. Oh my. I can just barely see a mirror from the lighting coming through the ceiling. Ceiling? Wait, what? No. Wait, we don't want to see through the ceiling. There's Wouter up there. Sure would be nice. Did it actually say ceiling? Sure would be nice if that mirror was a little lower down. Looks like it's the same height as the mirror on the right. Wonder if that means anything. In the other room, the river and the spring went together to solve the puzzle. Does that mean there might be a similar puzzle with this mirror? Well, there's nothing else here apart from the mirror. Maybe I just need to pair something with this mirror. Maybe like a towel? Hung opposite of this one. The only difference between them is whether or not they're reflecting any light. It's a sink, but there's no light shining on it. It's hard to be sure because it's so dark in here, but I don't think there's anything going on at the sink. This faucet is too hard to turn. Towel on the mirror? Can we look behind? 14 equals E. It says 14 equals E in red. I think I saw 14 in red somewhere else. Was it on something I'm carrying around with me? Do I? 14! Oh. Okay. We got letters and numbers and colors and tiles. Okay. So, if I am seeing this correctly, 14 equals E, and then we've got that in there. Can I see any other? Because like either that's a plus or a multiplication, right? The blue. Or it could be a different thing altogether. What could this gray be then? Because you could flip it around. I'll figure it out as we go. But for now, we've got 14 equals E. It's a blanket. Not really a great one, but still. This light is barely enough to see by. I feel like I'm gonna see a ghost in here or something. Blah! Blah, blah. Ah! God damn it. No matter how hard I pull on this damn thing, it won't budge. Guess I won't be opening this anytime soon. Doesn't look like it's got a keyhole, and there doesn't seem to be anything stopping it. How the hell am I supposed to open it? Let's leave for now. Putting my notebook down. We could check out the door at the end. There's a door in the back. I wonder where it goes. I thought of that, and I tried a couple things, but yeah, same result. Guess 7 was about to do anything. Oh well. The tiles we found and the tiles here are the same size. When I touch the emergence and E equals okay. When I touched the tiles on the door, I felt something weird. Huh? I can move these tiles. And that means maybe if you swap the tiles we got with the tiles on the wall, something will happen. I suppose now we just need to figure out what the strange designs on the tiles mean. At any rate, we should look for all of the tiles that are the same size. You're right. Let's meet back here after we've done a thorough search. All right. I'm starting to see what they're putting down. What do we have again in our inventory? I'm not sure what to do. Oh, well, I suppose we could hang this mirror up somewhere. in the dark room. Mirrors hanging at the same height as one on the right. Oh yeah, we can probably use this mirror to reflect the light. Okay, we just have to select specifically the light. Now I just gotta figure out where to reflect the light. Maybe if I go somewhere that's a little easier to shine light on? I can see a partition over there. It seems pretty pointless to bother examining it. Am I doing it? When I shine the light on the mirror in the back... Oh! Is that a number? So if I shine light on this mirror, then I get to see some numbers. 47. I can see a 4 on the left and a 7 on the right. 4 and 7. Okay. 4, 7. And this one? So if I shine a light on the mirror in the back, sun and moon. I get it. Do you? Sun, moon. The sun equal 4 and moon equals 7? If I shine light on the mirror, symbols appears. The left side has a sun and the right has a moon. I'm gonna remember this. 4 and 7. Sun and moon. It looks like a dirty toilet, but it's too dark to tell. I'm getting pieces of the puzzle. There's more tiles that I need to find. So this is what the moon symbol is pointing to, huh? They probably made it so that someone wouldn't trigger it by accident, if that's the case. Wait, did that do something? The toilet is disgusting. You don't expect me to touch that thing, do you? If you don't want to, then I'll do it, alright? This toilet is vile. Unsurprisingly, Lotus refuses to go anywhere near it. It's the same as the moon symbol we saw in that dark room. Right, there was a number there too, right? Number. That's probably how many times you're supposed to flush. How many times do you pull the string? Oh, okay, so 7? Second time. And the third time? Fourth time. Fifth time. This is the 6th consecutive time. And 7? Huh? Did you hear something? I heard a loud flushing noise. No, not that. Where did it open? Where did it open? Where did it open? Where did it open? Is it in here? 'Cause I think I looked at everything in the other room. Or that doesn't open. Wonder if this is part of the puzzle. Did it open in this room? Anything in here that I did not previously notice? So it's still a terrible bed. I never sleep on a bed like that. Okay, well, let's check, in here? The only thing you can manipulate in this room is that string. Chances are they made this puzzle so someone wouldn't trigger it by accident. You just gotta do this one 4 times. Second. Third. Fourth. Maybe I'll notice it once both are activated. There it is again. It makes some kind of weird sound when I pull on that string. The same thing happened in the other room. That means, I don't know. Don't you think it's a little suspicious that the other room gave us a hint to figure this one out? You're right. The room next door is just like this one, so that leaves the dark room. All right, to the dark room. To the dark room. We solved the mystery. Where would it be then? It's a sink, but there's no light shining on it. I have to shine a light on the sink? We don't need to shine light on the hint anymore. Okay. Drawer? Drawer! Well, the drawer opens easily enough. Are there any differences between them? I feel like it's just another one. Oh. There we go. Okay. Well, did we find them all? It looks like we should use the tiles here, but there are still rooms that haven't been checked yet. I'll come back here once I've done that. Okay, which rooms have I missed? What have I not done? As I did. Let's recap. How is it that the moment I enter your stream there's a toilet? I don't know. Who's to say? I say, welcome to the stream. We're having another toilet disaster puzzle. I'm trying to think. Because I have these tools that I haven't really done anything with yet, like the towel. A towel, huh? Don't think you're gonna need that in the hallway. Okay, jeez. I'll examine it in here then and see if I get a nicer dialogue. There isn't anywhere I can use this towel. Why the hell did I bring this thing with me? Souvenir. There's a simple chair over there. The light doesn't shine. If we don't need the light anymore, then there's something I've missed. This looks like a chair for prisoners. It's rusty, but I don't think it's gonna be a lot of help. Isn't that obvious? Look, I don't want to touch anything unless I have to. Lotus is not having this. Does she really not want to be in this room that bad? This towel has a weird design on it. What could it mean? What does the design look like? Looks like water. But I don't know if I can put it. Drawing on the mirror is just like that part of the image on the towel. The towel has a river and a spring, is it? This mirror has a river on it. If it's indicating the sink, then... The symbol is telling us to make the water flow from this side. Is the towel just for figuring out this part? If that's the case, then I won't worry about it anymore. The sign of the towel is a river and a spring, right? If the picture is... Yeah, okay. Drawer without a handle. There's still the thing with this on the back. This drawer has a weird bump on the back of it. Maybe there's some kind of switch somewhere that these bumps fit. Seems a little far-fetched, though. Where would that be? Thank you for the follow. Enjoy your stay. I already took the drawer out of this desk. Now, where are we going to put the drawer? Looks like the mirror's put up high. There's a ray of light in the center room. Don't need it anymore. The sink, but there's no light shining on it. There's nothing left in the desk, and I can't put anything else in here. Where else am I missing tiles? The light's barely enough to see by. I feel like I'm gonna see a ghost in here or something. Ghosts! Help! What am I missing? This one? That won't open. Hang on. Map. There still are rooms that haven't been searched. Probably means emerge or to escape from here. Do we need to do something with these tiles to open the door? Maybe I can search the tile? Have you taken a close look at this tile, Junpei? I noticed that the 3 red lines here are actually on top of the other lines. The red lines? Yes. It's a 14. Do we have to go to the dark toilet and compare the tile? It says 14 equals E. I've got a feeling this is relevant somehow. Maybe combining the tiles? No. It's like I'm missing a step. I'm here already as Grizzy. Hi, Chris, how are you? I'm just trying to figure out what I haven't interacted with specifically. I guess, okay, let's think about it like that. That's a good point. Which room has not given me a tile? I don't think this room has given me a tile. It gave me numbers, it gave me hints. No, wait, no, it did give me tiles. It gave me 2 tiles because I opened that drawer. This one didn't give me a tile, I don't think, because we had to turn the water on in here to get the tile from this room. So process of elimination would suggest it's this room. Okay. Any secrets? No pillows. Blanket. We've already talked about the blanket. Well, it looks like the turning knob did the trick. The sink's filling up with water. Is the drain clogged? It looks like a lot of water isn't draining out of the sink. I mean, this is supposed to fill the other one. Oh, this vial. We flushed the toilet. Does it have to do with the paper? Well, it's old and it's kind of grossing me out, but there's nothing suspicious about it. What am I missing? Then the... Oh, right. Put the drawer in here. Just put it in here. There we go. I couldn't remember if this one had a drawer or not. It just took me a second to remember this exists. Sounded like something falling? What was that? I heard it too. Let's open the drawer. Oh, thank God, it perfectly fell in there. A 4th one. Maybe this is enough then? That's pretty much a tile from every room. Okay, well, it looks like we've investigated all of the rooms. The only mystery left is that door. All right, let's crack that mystery then. We've got 4 tiles, and there are a bunch of tiles that are the same size up on the wall there. So if we replace 4 of the tiles on the wall with the ones we've got, that should open the door. Well, there's only one way to find out. Emergence. But what are we trying to make? Are we just trying to replace all of the E's? For a second I was thinking that we would have to, like, translate all of the letters into numbers, but no, I think we just have to switch out all of the E's. Hey, did you just hear something unlock? Does that mean we got it right? Yes, it looks like we did. The 14 hidden on the tile. If you convert that to hexadecimal, it's an E. Basically, the E's in emergence are the 14s from the tiles. So if we replace it, that gives up the answer. Do you really care why it worked? Let's just get out of here. Okay. Yes. Let's go. I mean, we did learn new math terms. Hexadecimal? Hooray! Have you gotten any endings yet? No. I've just been running around this route and watching everything explode and not understanding anything to a degree. I'm so full of mystery. They passed through the open door and headed to the next room. Junpei jogged down the short staircase and looked around. Oh, this looks... Oh, okay, so this is the most Saw-looking... Oh, that's a Saw... This is a Saw room!
What the hell is this place?
This is the most Saw it's been! There's manacles! There's an electric chair, kinda! The words had sprung unbidden to his lips, but it was clear why. Junpei shivered. Lotus and Seven reached the bottom of the stairs and stopped short, terrified.
Ugh, this room is really creepy.
I think we ought to get the hell out of here now.
Sigjaw, Rule 0, we don't say things correctly. He jogged up the stairs on the opposite side of the room and shook the door on the wall next to the catwalk. Oh, we're locked in. It's just like the casino. It didn't open and he muttered to himself.
Figures.
It's locked, isn't it?
Yep. Don't know why I thought this would be any different.
So, what is this room for, anyway?
Junpei looked around the room again.
Well, there's a chair in the center of the room.
Oh, looks uncomfortable to say the least. I'd rather not sit in it if I can avoid it.
The back of it was covered with electrodes connected to a nest of wires.
Looks like it's placed over some kind of glass panel. Too dark to look through it, though.
Is it like water? Or... I mean, assuming we're on a ship, and this is the bottom deck, anything looking down and out, I would assume to be glass. Like a window into the water. Junpei turned to look at the right side of the room. There was a table covered with a piece of cloth.
This isn't dried blood on the tablecloth, is it?
On top of the table were a number of metal instruments. Junpei didn't know what they were for, and he had a feeling he didn't want to find out. I don't want to look at these anymore. I'm closing my eyes. Good night. Whoa! Hey everyone! Hi, Stunties! How are you, Cadet Raid? Welcome on in, cadets. My name's Katie Disp. You can call me Katie. I'm an illustrator, I'm a VTuber, and I like to play video games, including this one. We're currently playing 999, which is a visual novel. I've just realized this is where we're at on the map. This is my first time playing this. And oh boy, this it's getting scary. It's getting crazy. So if you've never heard of this game before, make sure you hit the CW, exclamation point CW, because it does get graphic, it does get scary. Happy Halloween. And so view responsibly. Take care of yourselves. Let me get back out of here. Yes, 18 plus only. Here, I probably shouldn't actually come out of the menu so soon, but I'm gonna do. The music's gonna get quiet because of. Never mind. I did something really bad. My computer gets mad at me when I tab out of the game to shout out people. Hooray! Which, by the way, y'all, if you haven't heard of StarTease before, you should go look now. Look now. Absolutely wonderful VTuber, absolutely lovely design, absolutely wonderful artistic spirit. You should check out their cartoon, I'm just saying. But if you gotta get going to cool down from stream, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm gonna get back to the adventure now, so feel free to stick around if you so choose. Also, Rule 0, I don't say things correctly. Let's look at this jigsaw table. Let's look at this horror table. Let's look at the blood table.
Oh, what the hell is this? What are these tools for?
That's not something I even want to think about.
Yeah, real quick, for folks coming in, our other friend has amnesia, but just remembered that he was a cop who came to this ship before because they were doing child experiments here. So not great, not a good thing I understand why you don't want to think about that, Junpei. Junpei shook his head in an attempt to clear it and tried to focus on something else.
No doubt about it. This room's dangerous.
Can you show us the flowchart again? Not gonna say anything, just gonna see. Welcome to the flowchart. Don't say anything or you explode. I know nothing. This is literally still just the first run I've done. Period. First one.
Let's make our search quick so we can solve the puzzle and get the hell out of here. Come on.
Seek a gay trout. Anything. Oh. Torture him. Okay. Hey, gang. Just like mapping out the ship interior, explaining to everyone what this is being built and used for. Like, yeah, so here's the torture room. If we could we just get like a big old glass pane looking down the torture room? Oh boy. Well, let's see. A, B, C, D, E, F. What the? There are a ton of knobs here. Doesn't seem like any of them do anything though. Do you think it's broken? The needle on the gauge is at 0. It doesn't look like it's going to move. All of the dials are pointing in different directions. Maybe something will happen if we turn them? Ah, shoot. They're all rusted. I guess turning them doesn't really do anything. Red, yellow. You think the colors mean something? No idea. I mean, red looks more dangerous, but other than that, red is red danger, yellow caution. The bottom of this one looks like it's covered in rust. I don't think it'll move at all. All right, rusty control panel. Noted. Can we look at the, no, it's just, that's all we need to care about. Manacles. I can't click those. Floor. What's wrong, Junpei? It's green. What are you doing on the floor? Well, I thought maybe if I got down here, I could see through the glass. It's not working though. You don't think it's just a large sheet of glass they put into the indentation? I don't know. I mean, why would they do that? And the placement of the chair. You're not making sense, Junpei. Well, this room ain't making sense. Don't blame me. Don't come for me. What's your point? Well, I'm not sure, but don't you think there's something under the glass? Like a shark or something? A beast of some sort? All right, children, in order for you to comply with our experiment, we're gonna scare you so bad with sharks. Now solve math. Do puzzles. I thought there was a hole here, but I guess it's got a cover over it. You aren't gonna be able to get that off. It's bolted on there pretty good. Maybe there's something around here we can use to get the thing off of there. Can you see anything in there? If you can't see anything, I don't really think we need to bother with trying to open it. It's too dark to see anything. Huh? Did I see something shiny in there? Oh boy, that's enough of a reason. Other door. Table. Wrench. This is a clean, pristine wrench. Among the rabble. A number of rusty torture tools are lined up here. I don't think there's anything else here we need. All right, wrench it is. Come here, bolts. The cover's bolted on there pretty good. Should be able to get those bolts off with this wrench we just found though. This is gonna take a lot of effort. Sweet, it's open. What's in there? The hole's too small. You can't see in even with the cover off. Well, you can't see in, but there's enough room to put your arm in. Are you sure you want to do that? There could be something dangerous in there. Okay, I admit that scares me a little, but we need to see if there's anything useful in there. All right, here we go. Arm into the hole. Hey, I think I can feel something. It's small, cold, and hard. Doesn't feel like there's anything else in here. All right, let's see what this thing is. A sun key! We found the sun key! All right, this is a good time to add to my notes. You know what? I actually forgot to add a good bit to my notes here, really quick. What did we do? We grouped, and then we went to the Mercury elevator, and then after that, we went to the 2-door, and then eventually, what was it? We went to the prison, and then we're in the torture room. And then this has led us to the sun key. All right, cool. That's everything I forgot to notate so far. Well, and I mean, I did also keep in mind the whole discussion we had before too, but damn. Of course, the entrance is locked. It's been like that in every room we've been in. What did you expect? There's no point in trying to go back. Let's just think about forward, all right? Forward and back, and then forward and back, and then go forward and back, and put one foot forward. When you look at it from here, the catwalk looks pretty high up. That makes the stairs pretty steep. We'd better be careful going up and down them. out of time. Oh man. Let's look at the chair. This sun key should fit into the keyhole on these manacles. Really? What? I just want to look at the chair. All right, sun key, in you go. Okay, I guess the sun room was actually the torture room all along. Or at least, I don't know, I'm making stuff up. And yes, great, they're open. I don't think we're gonna need the sun key again in here though. This seems unlikely. All right, sun key, you've done your job. Into my pocket you go. Thank you for your service, sun key. What's this? There's something on the screen. This device will conduct the experiment. Once the experiment has been completed, the door will we gotta do an experiment? Why? Now the jigsaw traps are activating for real. Here's my winning lottery numbers. Hooray! First, adjust the switches to match the blocks in the sample above. Huh. I don't know what this thing is, but we gotta figure out this puzzle. It's right next to a torture chair. Whatever it is, I don't think it's good. Anyway, we just adjust the switches to match the blocks on top, right? You adjust the switches shown at the four corners of the screen, then press the check button. Junpei, we don't know what this thing does. You can always come back to it later. There are lots of other things you could do. Whoa! Okay, wait. Oop. Sorry, I like was readjusting in my chair and I kind of slipped. So wait. Whenever you turn on one of these switches, more blocks show up on the screen. I think you gotta figure out which buttons you have to press in order to get the screen to match the diagram. Yeah, but it's hard to figure out what button does what. If you want to see how many blocks each switch adds, just turn on one switch. When all of them are off, there aren't any blocks, right? Then you can see how many each switch adds. Oh yeah, I get it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of confused. Adjust the switches to match the blocks on top, and then press the check button. Match the blocks on top. Oh, okay. Okay, so that is that. And then this does that. Am I just trying to turn them all on? I feel like I missed the diagram. This is missing the context that the game came out on a console with 2 screens. True! Okay. So I have to think about, so basically this screen, these parts up here are the top of the DS, whereas these parts down here are the bottom of the DS. And all I'm trying to do is make the top match the bottom, pure and simple. Okay. So that adds those. That adds those. Those. What if you had both of these? Like, I don't think you can have all of them, right? But am I doing that though? Is that what I'm trying to do? Hint. Huh? Oh, is this what I'm trying to do? Okay. Okay. Adjustment is complete. Now proceeding to execution phase. Oh god. To complete the experiment, data must be collected from subject. Once preparation is finished, place subject in chair. Whoa, whoa, I thought we solved the puzzle already. What does it mean by preparation? I don't know. I've got a bad feeling about this. I think this means one of us has gotta sit in the chair. Well, 7's never gonna fit in that thing. It's either you or me, Junpei. Collecting data. I wonder if it's going to run electricity through the subject. There's a human head on the screen. Maybe it's gonna zap the brain with a little electricity? This really doesn't sound safe. Anyway, we've still got to prepare. We can talk about this after we figured out what it means by preparation, all right? Well, it wants us to prepare, so maybe we ought to ask it what we need to do. So, like, error, the disposal tank is closed. Please fill the tank with water. What tank? Oh man, don't tell me we gotta do something with a water tank. Well, there's probably something around here to open the tank or whatever it's asking us to do. It looks like the only controls are in this room. Like, is this for the tank? There are a bunch of buttons here with the letters A through F. I wonder if they do anything. Down you go. So I press it again, back you come. I guess these buttons switch something on or off when you push them. Am I just trying to figure out what buttons do? I feel so lost. I feel like someone gave me like instructions to build a submarine and I'm lost. Is there anything else? There's nothing in there anymore. Okay. Maybe the glass is one way, like they have in a police station, you know? Or maybe it's just covered with something that makes it opaque. Nah, it doesn't matter how close I get, I still can't see anything. Echoes when I knock on it though. I wonder if it's hollow? Is that the tank? Is that the water tank? Is there anything else that I missed? The floor is glass. You really think it's safe to have a chair here? Well, you can tell just by standing on it that the glass is pretty damn thick. Don't you think it's a little strange that only this part is glass? That chair looks pretty heavy all by itself. That glass could be dangerous. We'd be in some serious trouble if that glass broke. I probably shouldn't walk on it. Needle on the gauge is at 0. Well, I guess I might as well try. Let's give it a shot. Nope, no dice. This thing isn't going anywhere. Oh, give me that. You just ain't man enough. Sure, pal, you give it a shot. Let's just see how much more of a man you are. Man, things that needed to be left in the past. Toxic masculinity. Hey, you're going to break it. Ugh, man, that thing ain't going anywhere. All the dials are rusted. Don't think where they're pointing means anything. What if we turn on one? What changes? The screen says to fill the tank with water. We need to find the controls for the tank, I guess. I just wish I could find a clue on what the letters could be for the controls. Maybe... What if you turn them all on? I can't get it to do anything. I shouldn't waste my time messing around with it. Are you sure? The levers have got to turn something on. Of course they would. All they can do is turn something on or off. What's important is what they turn on or off. Don't say the floor is going to suddenly open up. I can see some oil or something down there at the base of the lever. Yeah, feels like it's got some movement to it. I should be able to pull this one. All right, let's pull the lever. Okay, I simply just had to look at lever. Is that water? What the hell? What's going on? Will you calm down? It's just water going somewhere. It sounds like it's underneath us. That means the floor. Oh! Junpei, look! What's she? Oh, damn! I can see through the glass now. Well, a number of things. Number one, that's not water, that's radioactive ooze, that's Nickelodeon Gak, you can't fool me. Number two, it just dawned on me that we are in a ship that's sinking, and yet we have this water nonsense, and we are pumping more water around. And I'm just like, I feel crazy for not believing that I'm on a ship, but at the same time, I'm like, this doesn't feel like something you'd have on a ship. You know what I mean? This sure is a thing I came back to. Welcome to the ooze. That's a dead shark. I was joking about the sharks. EDBF. There are a couple of letters in the color of blood written on the shark's belly. It got tattooed in blood. It's dead. Looks like the letters are E, D, B, and F. You know what? Really quick. We are so lucky that the shark somehow managed to be belly up pressed against the glass. E, D, B, and F. Let me see. E, D, B, F. I'm going to assume that the order is important. Guess the shark was someone's pet, huh? That's a bit of a surprise. You die on the chair, you get dumped into the water, and he cleans up the mess. Convenient. Is that how it goes? Once again, giving sharks a bad rep. Let's turn them all... What? Oh. Pfft. I literally turned off the only two buttons that we needed to turn off. There's a strange noise coming from the chair. It looks like it's been turned on. I guess the puzzle here was that the power had to be sent in a specific way. Okay. Well, is that our preparations? The restraining device is unlocked. Please seat subject in device. The message on the screen was disturbingly detached.
Well, like we thought, it's not going to work unless someone sits in it.
Everything is up to code. Even the shark is all necessary.
How ironic that this would be the situation in which this slim, beautiful body is useful.
Lotus, are you sure? I can sit in it and you can solve.
Junpei's right. If we screw it up...
Seven couldn't bring himself to finish the thought. His eyes fell to the floor. Junpei followed them. Well, at least the shark's dead, but you might become violently ill from whatever is in this water. Beneath them was the dead shark, floating underneath the glass. Perhaps it had been killed by an electric shock.
I'll be fine. Even if I fall in, the shark is already dead.
But...
No one likes an indecisive man, Junpei. I can still give you advice from the chair too, you know. I just don't want to stay in this room any longer than we have to. Go over to that screen and let's get this over with.
Are they ever going to acknowledge the color? Hell no. They're just like, that's a shark. After her words had made it clear that Lotus would book no argument, she turned and walked toward the chair without hesitation. But she did not sit down. Despite what she had said, she did indeed feel hesitation. Her legs shook.
Look, do you think you could do me one last favor?
Don't say last.
You're making me nervous.
Just listen. If something happens to me, I want you to tell my daughters.
Daughters!
Tell them that I loved them very much.
Aww.
No, tell them that I will always love them.
Daughters?
You've got kids?
Well, with y'all calling her old all the time, what'd you expect? She is old enough to be a mother.
Yes, I do. I suppose they're about your age, Junpei. They're twins. I had them when I was young after... well, some things happened.
Hang on. I gotta save the MILFs. There we go. You're welcome. We gotta save the DILFs, we gotta save the MILFs today.
Their names are Nona and...
Nona!
Wait!
Okay, hang on. We have to add to Lotus's identity really quick. Where did I put their names? Okay, Lotus. Mother. Twins. Nona. Nona was one of the missing kids. Her kids got kidnapped, and now she's kidnapped. What the fuck? It's definitely the thing that we like when we were in the beginning of the game, being like, what is our connective tissue? It's this. It's the kidnapping of the children.
Nona?
Nona. Junpei's words shot out before he even realized what he was saying. He remembered the story Seven had told him.
Aoi, Light, and Nona. Those were their names. Well, some of them. The kids that were in the experiment.
But what the hell? What's wrong with you?
Lotus took a step back from Junpei.
Oh.
Seven looked just as shocked as Junpei. He blinked his eyes rapidly as if he weren't sure if he was completely awake.
No way, it couldn't. Lotus, is your last name Kashiwabara?
Kashiwabara, Miss Kashiwabara, in the house. I will also add that to your name. Kashiwabara. Wild that he remembers, like, the people's last names from the incident and not his own so far. I guess it'd be like that sometimes. Lotus's eyes went wide.
How do you know that?
Are you serious? What the hell is this? There's no way you're that kid's mom.
That kid? Wait, what do you mean that kid? Why are you acting like you've met her?
Seven's brow furrowed.
I have.
What?
Yeah, I met one of your kids.
When?
9 years ago.
Where?
On this ship.
Why were you...
It's not a short story.
All right, time to you know what? Thinking about it now, kind of wild that we did not fill in Lotus as well when this originally was discussed.
Look, I don't care how long it is. Tell me, please, what happened here?
Fine, I'll tell you.
Seven glanced at Junpei, then turned back to Lotus and began to speak. It was the same story Junpei had heard only minutes before. Every detail.
But... And then...
Oh, here we go. Fast forward. Dun 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 dun. Spider-Man crawl on the wall.
Like...
Pull the grate out of the wall.
Just as if.
Monkey strength.
Finally.
That's what the yellow suit is for. He's actually dressed as a banana. The sharpest banana.
That's all I remember from 9 years ago.
This is a good thing, by the way. This is affectionate. At last, Seven finished. Lotus shook her head.
Oh my god. Everything I've been looking for the last 9 years.
Okay, so you're just a mom who is like, what the fuck happened?
The person who had all the answers was right here.
Looking for?
He was there for peanut butter jelly time. That's what the experiment was. All the kids are like, no! No!
Yes, that's right. 9 years ago, my daughters disappeared. Then 9 days later, they came back.
9 days later.
They never told me what happened to them over those 9 days. I took them to the doctor, but I was told they hadn't been hurt in any way. Still, I was sure that they had been through something terrible. So I couldn't bring myself to force them to talk about it.
Aww.
If I did, then I'd force them to relive whatever horrors they'd been through. I didn't have any choice. I had to try and ignore it and move on.
Oh.
A few months passed. Gradually, they started to act like they always had, before they disappeared. They smiled and made jokes and did all the silly things kids do. It got harder and harder for me to ask them about what happened. How could I ask them to remember that? Eventually, I knew there was no way I could do it. But I'm still a mother. I couldn't simply forget that something terrible had happened to my children. So I decided I would investigate what happened on my own. I would find out what happened during those 9 missing days.
What did you find out?
Nothing.
Oh.
The police pretended to be concerned, but they didn't do anything.
Damn. They said forget about it.
Once the 16 children who'd gone missing came back, things were just...
They were like, whatever. The kids are cool. The pharmaceuticals paid us off. Everything's hunky dory now. Smile.
Even the media didn't talk about what had happened.
Damn.
I figured someone was probably paying or threatening them to keep their mouths shut.
Cradle Pharmaceuticals. No, probably something even bigger than that.
Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Have you heard of them before?
No. It's the first time I've ever heard that name. 7. How did you find out that Cradle Pharmaceuticals was connected to the kidnappings in the first place?
You knew a guy.
I figured finding out whatever the victims had in common would lead me to the culprit. That's what any good cop does.
What did they have in common?
Every single one of the kids who disappeared had gone to this one hospital at some point. The hospital was one of a bunch that were under the control of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. After that, it was just about connecting the dots.
The hospital.
The hospital.
The hospital.
And for a while, I was trying to get some kind of information out of the kids at the hospital. One of them told a weird story.
What was it?
Have you heard about the Gansfeld experiment?
Hang on, it's in brackets. I gotta write it down. Ushikoshi moment? Oh, hold on, it's a Ushikoshi moment. I gotta get ready. Let's see. Oh, I don't want to write it there. That's where names are. Gansfeld. Here we go, gang. Experiment.
I guess all these kids had to go through it while they were at the hospital. I think it was passed off as some sort of counseling.
Counseling?
What did you call it again?
Oh, the Gansfeld experiment. This is how it's set up. First, subjects Q and A are put into separate rooms, far away from one another.
Q and A. Okay.
Then a series of video images are shown to subject Q, who is told to send the images to subject A by thinking about them. Subject A, on the other hand, is put in a large reclining chair and given a blindfold. With their senses cut off, A is asked to guess what images Q is looking at.
Oh, yes, I've heard of that. It's a famous telepathy experiment, isn't it?
Telepathy.
They're looking for kids with telepathy.
That's how the experiment on this ship was supposed to work.
They're looking for espers.
The experiment to control people, right?
Yeah. I don't know if any of the telepathy stuff really exists, but maybe someone from Cradle Pharmaceuticals bought into it.
Lotus grunted. Seven had been thinking hard for the last several minutes and finally spoke.
Even if that is the case, I still don't get how that has anything to do with any of this. The notary game, Zero, why we were kidnapped. What does any of that have to do with telepathy? I know I brought all this up, but I have no idea. Maybe none of this stuff is connected after all.
Then, in that moment of silence, a cold voice echoed down from the ceiling.
No subject has been detected. Unless a subject is detected within 60 seconds, all power will be shut down. System recovery is estimated to take 1 hour.
Oh, that's way too long.
If you wish to proceed with the experiment, please seat subject in the restraining device.
Whoa, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going.
Oh, no, that's not what we...
Just hurry up and get it over with. Junpei, I'm counting on you.
Sit in that chair.
Right.
We're gonna figure out what this chair does. Lotus sat down on the chair. Junpei looked at her one last time, then made his way to the monitor.
Lotus, please, tell me right away if you feel anything weird.
You worry too much. Now get on with it and be a man, or June's gonna leave you.
What do you mean? We're not dating? Lotus was putting on the best act she could manage, but her legs were shaking so much that if she hadn't been sitting, she likely would have fallen down.
Lotus.
Failure was not acceptable.
Okay, let's do this.
Junpei took one last deep breath and stared at the monitor. Oh. Oh. Okay. What am I trying to do? Point it? Or are there two different sides to this? Oh no. I'm not gonna lie, gang. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, okay. So the top row, that row. Okay. I mean, that looks pretty good to me. Now, what did it do over here? That did something I couldn't see. Okay, that made too many of them. So, we'll go back over there. Still too many. That looks better. Now what's going on? Oh. That side's good. Okay. I'm just trying to match shapes. Don't get too confused. I did it. I matched shapes. Okay. The experiment has concluded. The door will now unlock. We did it! I can hear the door unlocking. And now we've got a new message. Release subject from restraining device. Lotus, are you all right? Yes, I am. I'm glad nothing bad happened, but I do think my life just got a little shorter. Hold on, I'll get you out right away. Shouldn't take long for Seven and me to get her out of here. Let's get out of here now. Being a guinea pig is not for me. Aw, but you'd be a cute guinea pig. Damn straight. I don't ever want to. I don't ever want to see this thing again. Get me out of here. Woohoo! Yes. I'm eating up these puzzles today. I'm like.
The hallway goes to the left.
Okay, we're on Novel. Good.
Yeah, but I don't see any doors.
Oh,
Guess we just need to keep going.
Right, let's go.
it turned left twice before they saw the elevator.
An elevator.
Oh, this is the Saturn. We're at Saturn again, which means where was Saturn again? Let me double check where, because we started. C deck, Saturn elevator, sun door. Yeah, we're on C deck.
Just what we need. Let's take this to C deck.
In silence, they jogged up to it. Junpei pressed the C button. Or at least we can take this to C. The elevator motor ground away, and before long they found themselves once again on C deck. The door opened and they stepped off.
Huh?
This is where we threw open the gate, right? They'd expected to find 4 other people waiting for them. There were none.
No one's here.
Where did they go?
I have no idea.
Lotus shrugged. Something in the pit of Junpei's stomach churned and stirred. Thank you for the follow! Enjoy your stay! He tried to forget the feeling and took off down the long hallway before him.
Hey, Junpei!
We should follow him.
Seven and Lotus followed at a run. They ran and ran and ran. The hallway seemed endless.
I know where we need to go. The door behind the central staircase. There was a sun symbol on the keyhole of that door.
That's right.
And I happen to have the sun key in my pocket right now. This should open that door.
We're galloping. It's so nice that Lotus offered us a ride with her powerful hooves. That was why they ran for the central staircase. They had run for quite some time when they arrived at the door that ended the hallway. Junpei stopped.
All right, time to open this.
He laid his hand on the doorknob, his breathing heavy. Seven laid a hand on his arm.
Hold on a sec there.
Huh?
We don't have the key for this one yet, right?
There's the Jupiter symbol engraved over the keyhole.
That's...
Oh, it's the Jupiter symbol.
Seven was right. They had no I keep trying to say juniper for some reason. They had no Jupiter key.
Then we can't open this door.
Unfortunately, no, we can't.
Jeez, the sun door's gotta be just on the other side of this, you know? We can't just stop...
Frustrated, he twisted the doorknob. The door opened?
Hey, it opened.
What?
And the others must have found the Jupiter key.
That makes sense.
Well, what are we waiting for?
As he spoke, he shoved the door the rest of the way open. They rushed through and stopped cold.
What?
The terrible scene before them made their blood run cold. No, wait, no. No, don't be dead. Hey, no, don't be dead, though. No! 3 people lay dead on the floor, covered in blood.
Why?
Junpei felt a cold sweat trickle down his spine. He couldn't breathe. His legs shook. His body felt cold, deathly cold. But his blood was boiling hot. He could feel his mind begin to fade. He couldn't think. He couldn't concentrate. His mind was blank.
What the hell?
They ate so much strawberry jam. It's so messy.
What the hell happened?
Where's Akane? Seven's voice was weak and broken. He edged toward the bodies, his movements stiff.
Clover.
He bent down over Clover and pressed his fingers to her wrist.
Nothing. She's dead.
Suddenly, Lotus moved. Before he understood what was happening, her hand was in Junpei's vest pocket. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Hey, what are you doing?
He leapt back. Lotus looked up at him, terrified.
The key! Get me the sun key!
We don't have to scatter!
Why?
Why do you think? We have to get out of here before the murderer comes back!
The murderer?
The murderer. The murderer. Once again, Junpei looked at the dead bodies.
Santa, Clover, and Ace. 3 people, 3 dead bodies.
But we only checked Clover,
that means
though.
that the person who had killed them was... No. No, it can't be true.
No more Christmas!
Give it to me!
Before Junpei could react, Lotus dove back into his pocket and came out with the key.
Let's go!
Without waiting for Seven or Junpei, she ran straight for the central staircase. Lotus! They followed. Junpei shut his eyes and swallowed his emotions. Morning would have to wait. Like, was it just their necks, or... Soon they stood in front of the door.
Open!
Lotus shoved the sun key into the keyhole and twisted it hard. But...
Why?
What happened?
Nothing. Nothing happened. I didn't feel it unlock.
why isn't it working now?
Oh no. Is it the wrong key?
No, it's a sun key.
I don't know. Maybe.
Or maybe it was only meant for that room? Lotus sighed, defeated, and leaned against the doorknob. She felt it twist. A small gap appeared between the door and the frame.
It's open.
Everything's
What the hell
open?
is this?
What the hell is this?
Wait, you mean the door was already unlocked?
Why?
How would I know that? Whatever, let's just go.
Lotus took a deep breath and slowly opened the door the rest of the way. They stepped inside. In front of them was another hallway. It stretched out toward the bow of the ship. They began to run. I don't think we ever went in here. Faster and faster they ran, trying desperately to reach the end of the hallway. A few seconds later, they were there. Whoa! In front of them stood a massive metal door. They were all breathing heavily as Junpei spoke.
What the hell is this door? I can't see anything that looks like a doorknob or switch or lever or card reader or anything. How the fuck are we supposed to open this?
We don't have a choice. We're gonna have to go back.
No, I'm not going back there. There is a murderer back there.
Just like see if there's like a walk center, you know? Sliding automatic door. There was more stark terror in Lotus's voice than authority. She was almost begging.
But I don't see any other doors.
As he spoke, Seven stepped toward the door in front of them, as if to illustrate that it was the only door. Yeah, see, look, you just had to walk up to it. It's a sensor. You hear like the 7-Eleven
No way.
dingle. Bing bong!
It opened by itself.
It's an automatic door?
Look, guys, I've got a really bad feeling about all this. The other doors were already unlocked, and this one's automatic. We haven't seen anything like this before.
Bad feeling.
How could their situation possibly get worse? 3 people were already dead.
We've hit bottom. This can't get any worse.
Be careful what you wish for.
Shit!
Oh, shit.
Hey, Junpei!
He stepped through the door. Did they not follow
I can't
him?
take this anymore. No one can.
Were the doors ever locked in the first place? Yes, they absolutely were locked. We jingled them all at the beginning of the, like, when we all kind of met up for the first time and we're kind of like exploring around. We like would occasionally try doors. It's like, damn, check out the symbol. Locked though. Oh well. I gotta sneeze. Hang on. Oh, bless me. Sorry. Do I have more sneezes? I didn't mute that time. Sorry. The dirty doubler. It will be heard. And whatever hope Junpei had managed to summon disappeared. Thank you.
No. It's a lie. It's gotta be. This can't be real. No. It's impossible. If it's a dream, just wake up already. Someone please tell me it's all just a joke. I'm imagining things. Yep, that's it. This is all obviously a lie. It's a big, elaborate trick. An illusion or something, or a dream. It's made up.
It wasn't real. Right? June. No. The code names meant nothing now. Crying into my tin can. It's his mind palace. Connie. Junpei cried out and leapt through the door. He flew to her side, his heart like a stone in his chest.
Connie, hang on.
Wake up! Junpei swept her up and shook her by the shoulder. She moaned, and her eyes fluttered open, but only barely. I don't know, that's pretty open.
Jumpy?
Her face was pale, and her lips were dry and cracked. Her eyes were blank and cloudy. They stared straight at Junpei, but saw nothing. Junpei put his head against the small of her back to hold her up. It felt warm and wet. He lifted his hand up. It was covered in blood. Were you, like, stabbed?
Oh, man. Connie. There's so much blood. What the hell happened to you? How did this happen?
It was all he could do not to break into tears.
Jumpy, I'm sorry.
Her voice was thin, a minuscule thread that was the only thing keeping her with him.
I might not make it.
No way. No way I am going to let you die. I am going to save you. I promise.
Thank you, Jumpy. Thank you so much for everything. I was really happy to see you again, Jumpy.
Connie, no!
Really happy.
Oh, don't give me that I was crap. You're gonna see me again lots more times. You just gotta hang on, all right, Connie? You... Ow, what can I do? Damn it!
He looked up from Connie, desperate for something. Anything. Submarine!
What's that?
Then he saw it. A small submarine.
A submarine? What on earth is a submarine doing here?
No, that didn't matter. Nothing mattered except saving Connie. A yellow submarine. That was the only thing he wanted.
That's it!
Junpei turned his head back to look at her.
Hang on, all right? There's a submarine over there. I'm gonna go see if it works.
No! Don't go! Please, don't go! Please, just stay with me, okay?
Yeah, we got it. Hey, she's kind of bleeding out, you know?
I want to be close to you, Jumpy. When I...
Connie.
Jumpy, did you know you meant a lot to me when we were kids? I've liked you for a long time, Junpei.
No, it's too late for the confession.
A really long time.
Junpei's vision had gone blurry. It took him a moment to realize his eyes were filled with tears. He could feel a piercing point of heat deep in his heart, like a white-hot flame.
Jumpy, do you remember we hung out a lot when we were kids? We went to the pool and to the fair. Do you remember playing snowball at the school? They're all memories I'll never forget. All of those moments are treasures to me. But I also wanted to go to a lot of other places with you. A lot more. But that won't happen now.
No. I mean, yes. Yes, it will happen. We'll go all sorts of places, Connie. You hear me? I promise. We'll go wherever you want.
We'll do it. We'll go wherever you want.
Really?
Just hang on.
Yeah, really. I swear.
Just focus on the SpongeBob popsicle. We'll get you out of here.
That makes me happy.
Yeah, tell her you love her.
Happy.
I love you. Have a popsicle. Just like that, Junpei. She said it to herself over and over, a weak smile creasing her tired face.
Jumpy, I feel sleepy.
Oh no! Gosh, this line reading.
No, Connie, don't fall asleep.
Thank you, Jumpy. Thank you so much.
Her eyes were slowly closing. Junpei screamed even as he felt his throat go hoarse.
Connie! Connie! Connie!
No! Time passed. Junpei wept, curled around Connie's body. He cried and cried until he had no tears left. When the last tear fell, Junpei was no more. His body remained, but only as an empty shell. Somewhere, he heard a bell ring. It was the clock at the central staircase. Who was murder? Who do murder? It rang 5 times, then faded. There's 1 hour left.
5 o'clock.
Quietly, gently, softly, he set Connie down on the floor. Slowly, Junpei stood. Only then did he realize that Seven and Lotus had not followed him. Where had they gone? Slowly, he looked around the room. There was nothing. No sign that they had ever been there. It felt as though every part of Junpei's body was made of lead. Slowly, he made his way to the door he'd come through. As he approached it, it opened, sliding apart with a sound like grinding stone. Junpei passed through the gate and into the hallway. Shit! His heart rattled in his chest, an empty, lifeless thing. It had been so utterly broken that there was nothing left to feel. When he saw their bodies, he simply stared. It was a lake, a sea of blood. 2 bodies lay in it. There was no need to check. There was no breath left in them. His eyes lit on Lotus's wrist. Her bracelet. It was gone. Someone's taken bracelets! Someone's taken bracelets. Hang on. Someone is alive. Someone is taking bracelets. We are technically, me and the murderer are the only ones alive, I think. Hang on. Where do I want to make this note? Let's see. I'll put it here. Let's see. Everyone murdered. Alright. So really quick, while I'm making this note, I'm gonna like kind of walk through my thoughts so I can get it accurate. The first people we found dead were Clover, at least at this point, not counting the people who were dead before. First we discovered Clover, Santa, and Ace. Then we separately discovered June. And then we discover Seven and Lotus. Okay. And 8 bracelet missing. That's also critical, I think. Okay. He stared. It meant nothing to him. He didn't care anymore. He couldn't care anymore. Junpei's body felt numb. A part of him knew the lump of lead in his chest had once been a heart. He couldn't quite remember what it had been for. Tears poured from his eyes in great streams. He wasn't sure why. He gave up trying to make them stop. Sometimes life just keeps getting worse and worse. You just gotta cry. He turned around, the door opened again, and slowly, numbly, he walked through. He's like, fuck it, we're all dying, I guess. Submarine time. He kept walking. Why stop? An object set in motion. Simple inertia carried him forward. Eventually, he found himself in front of the submarine. His arm reached for the hatch. The killer! The killer! And then he was floating in water. His eyes stared down into it. He couldn't see the bottom. There's a person there. His back was hot. Dimly, he felt the blade of a knife in it. Okay. Murder weapon. Okay. Who? One dead body lay behind door number 5. The body of the 9th man. Another lay in the shower room. The body of Snake. At the central staircase were 3 more. Ace, Santa, and Clover. Just outside the door were 2 corpses. Those of Seven and Lotus. And in this very room lay the body that had once been Connie. And now, Junpei would join them. Who, then, had killed them all? Who? Junpei let out one last breath. Faintly, he felt the bubbles creep up the side of his face. This music's scary. His consciousness faded quickly, dissolving away into the cold, gentle lapping of the water. Bad ending! Yeah, so when they found the bodies, the only pulse that they took was Clover's. So they didn't take Santa's pulse, they didn't take Ace's pulse. I'm trying to think of where to start in terms of like how I want to convey where I'm at with you guys, because there's so many thoughts. I'm having a lot of thoughts, right? I've been taking notes. This is only the first route that we've done. There's still so many more. We could even like just do the opposite of everything that we could even take the most vanilla route possible, right? But based on all the notes I've taken, what I'm trying to focus on right now in order to figure out who Zero could be, is that what's it? Like how everyone's connected. The reason why we're all here is because we're connected in some way, you know? And so far, it looks like the connection is this child abduction case from 9 years ago. We've confirmed that Seven's actual identity is a detective cop by his words, who was investigating this kidnapping. We also found out Lotus is a mother of the end, or is it? The end, or is it? But Seven's a cop looking for missing kids. Lotus is a woman. We all die by a yellow submarine. That was the achievement. Let me finish what I was saying before I see this ending stuff. Yeah. Lotus is a mom. She wants to figure out what the hell happened when her kids were kidnapped 9 years ago. Because she doesn't want to make them talk about it. She doesn't want to re-traumatize them, reliving the experience. So she tried to go off on her own. And those are the only kind of like I don't think these two would lie. And because these two were with us, when these two were with us when all of this shook out, so, you know, feel good about those two for now. They might have other secrets. I don't know why they would have other secrets. I feel like also the way that they acted during that whole thing, I don't know why they would pretend. Or why they wouldn't just gang up on me if they were like double murderers. You know what I mean? How can I, hang on, maybe I can think better with tunes. You have reached one ending. This game has multiple endings. In order to experience all the endings, you need to play through the game multiple times. Make sure to save your progress now to retain all information you've acquired. Memory of Escape has been added to the title screen. Memory of Escape enables you to replay the escape rooms you have completed. Cool! Would you like to save? After saving, the game will restart from the beginning. Please select the save slot. Click to save. Yes. And there's our submarine! Access the flowchart or return to the title screen. Ooh! Here's our flowchart! Okay. This, you know what? It's even if we don't have tunes on the screen, this will help orient ourselves even better with how we're talking. So, to recap. Actually, I wonder if maybe I could put music in. Hang on, can I provide the tunes? Let me see if we can get some tunes. Tunes of just being murdered. Just got in, submarine ending, nice. Welcome on in. So to recap how this first adventure went, we all woke up. We got out of our puzzle room. We met everybody. The ninth man explodes, right? And then we pick where to go between 5 and 4. We go with Snake. We go into door 5 where he blew up. we have established someone wanted to take Lotus's bracelet for some reason. So at the very least, I didn't have the thought to do it as Junpei, but you know, there's a possibility that because because Seven made an effort to make ways for us to go backwards, like he left all of those doors open. So theoretically, if someone wanted to just try on a whim to see if it would work, they could work their way backwards to the room and get the ninth bracelet, and then also get the 8th bracelet, or I don't know. That's not like leading to anything just yet. I don't want to jump the gun, but that's a pin in the board that I'm making, the crime board, is that there's bracelets that are important. I think the main thing is, even if someone has died, the bracelet will come off, but you can still use the bracelet maybe, and that's why the bracelet was taken. Or maybe it's not, and someone thinks that's just how that works. Either way, then we all regrouped. We got to the doors with 7, 8, and 3. We were bastards, and we tricked everyone to going to 3, where we discovered Snake's body, and so we missed all of this stuff over here. And those can lead those directions, I see. But so we also figured out while we had our big meeting, we had our big discussion of like what, like, you know, is Zero here with us? What's going on? What? Bleh. And we talked about how Zero could be one of us, but we couldn't really prove it. I think here's the thing, right? Somebody killed all of us, and Zero could be with us, but I don't think Zero is the killer. I think Zero and the killer are two separate entities. And maybe the killer just doesn't want people to know that they kill, they do the killing thing. Maybe their connection to the child abductions is not great, and they probably want to kill people as a result. We also know that, you know what? What's the ninth man's connection? You know what I mean? What's the ninth man's connection to the child kidnappings? We'll never know, or maybe we will. Who's to say? But to summarize, if I had to, I don't know why this is being done beyond the fact that there was a case 9 years ago. I'm assuming that if you were a child at the time of this case, you were probably kidnapped or involved with it, unless you were Junpei, who was not kidnapped. He at least he doesn't talk about being kidnapped. He doesn't act like he's been in any situation like this before. He's just kind of a dude who's connected to Akane, which maybe she was kidnapped. Maybe everyone else besides Junpei was kidnapped or involved with the case. So in that case, I could assume that Snake and Clover, and the twins, and June and Santa, maybe all of them were involved, like participating in the trial. The main guy that sticks out like a sore thumb to me is Ace. I'm suspicious of Ace, to be honest, because he just, like, he whipped out a syringe and was like, it's cool, it's an anesthetic, I don't want to go in there. And then there's a body in there, and then we're talking about a pharmaceutical company, and I don't know. He didn't say where he found that syringe. He acted like, it's like, oh, I thought I was going to use this for something else. It's like, well, then what were you going to use that for, you suspicious goose? So my theories, my theories that may or may not be correct. I think Ace could be a murderer. I think, cause we checked at least Clover's pulse, right? And I'm assuming Santa was a kid back during the experiment. Hi, honey. What's up?
Hi.
Hi, honey.
We're gonna go to mom.
Okay. Hi. It's a flow chart.
Oh, my brain thought it was like a skills tree. I was like, hey.
No, it's the 999 flow chart.
Oh.
And I'm gonna get ready to go back in. Actually, well, I don't know. Is this a good stopping point? It's a bit early, but I don't know how much more we want to get into the time travel of events. Maybe I will stop here. Hang on. I'm gonna call stream here. I know it's a bit early, but I think this is a really good stopping point. Oh. Tomodachi Life, stop! There's a ship happening. Hold on, it's just doing a cutscene. It's doing the cutscene from the beginning of the game. Hi, honey.
Hi.
Hang on, let me see if there's a thing I can stop this with. Save? A loud noise startled Junpei's wake. No, it didn't. We're gonna save right here. Right here? If I save over this, will it write over the game? Will I be screwed? I mean, then again, I also just saved it. So technically I don't have to save it again. Maybe? 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 I mean, it is set to the prologue, so yeah. Here, return to title screen. Yes. I wasn't actually ready to stop the adventure, but I'm gonna call it here. I know it's a bit... Sorry, I went to the wrong screen. I know it's a bit early, but I wanna sit and think on this. I wanna sit and think on this a bit. Plus, there's something I want to show you guys, actually. This is... Oh, hi, honey.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Hi.
Do you want me to leave?
I mean, did you need me for something?
No, I just wanted to come say hi, and then I felt like I trapped myself. Ask.
Okay, baby. I love you. I'll see you soon. That's my husband. I also just kind of want to go say hi to him. He activated Love Beam mode, but this is a good opportunity for me to go show you something that I might also jump on, because maybe I'm ending my stream, but also maybe I want to jump and play and clap my hands with a game that Socks is playing. Socks is playing a game called Chat Game, and we're gonna go see what that's all about. I'm not gonna tell you anything. I'm not gonna set your expectations. We're just gonna go and see what the heck this is supposed to be. So, let's set up a raid. We're gonna go say hi. Maybe I'll grab a drink and stretch and then join in on the call. Yeah, thank you for hanging out with me. I'm glad I got to get to the end of at least one of our paths. I gotta really think about this. I gotta review the footage. I gotta figure out if this is truly what I believe in my heart. But for now, what's a good raid phrase I could even say? A lot has happened. People have died. People have been stabbed. It's hard to think of something silly and fun. You know what I mean? If there's anything silly and fun. What can you even say about 999? How about we just do a ribbit raid? Whenever I can't think of anything, it's always nice to send in the frogs. Send in the frogs. Send them in. Send them in, everyone. If you have any frog emotes, feel free to include them. Here's mine, if you want to go ahead and copy me. But there are frogs at your disposal. We're gonna raid Sucks BX. And we'll be good to go in a few seconds. Like I said before, I'm probably not going to be streaming on Friday. If you didn't hear at the beginning of the stream, unfortunately I won't be able to stream on the 13th. But hopefully I should be back on Saturday so I can continue with more of this game. I would try to stream on Thursday, but unfortunately it's a bummer. It's a bummer double day funeral thing again. So, oof. So, I'm gonna try to take it easy. Whoa!
Just in time.
Just in time! time. Thank you, a loose pile of frogs, for the 40 months. This Ribbit raid's gonna be even more special with the pile of frogs loaded up in the cannon. Y'all ready to go? Y'all ready to go? I hope you have a wonderful day, night, or whatever it is where you are, okay? And I'll catch you later. Bye 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 bye.